Hey everyone, this is Jerry with Christian Influence. I'm the Dungeon Master on Of Lore and Legend, and I want to just take a quick second to, number one, say thank you so much for continuing to support this show and enjoy it. We hope that you continue to do that. And before we continue on with the episode, I want to give a quick disclaimer. This episode, it's a lot of fun. But there is a moment in it that's a little bit spooky, and nothing inappropriate or crazy happens, of course, but it is a little bit spooky. In the nature of fantasy storytelling, sometimes there's creepy moments, and our heroes face something that is scary and may scare them. I just want to tell you, we do this in a very cinematic way. We have fun with it. I think that it's really good, but in case you're very sensitive to some creepy moments or spooky things, I want to make sure that you knew ahead of time, especially because I think some of you may listen to this show with your kids, right? So if you listen to this with your kids, maybe listen to the whole episode first before you listen to it with them. In the past, we've had episodes where things with skeletons or ghastly spirits, things like that. It's along those lines, but it is a little bit spookier, in my opinion. So be warned, and I hope that you enjoy. Okay, we love you very much. Enjoy the show. Last time, morning found our adventurers a bit spooked and saddened by their recent encounters with strange figures, ghastly ghouls of some sort outside their rooms, or disheartening news about their loved ones. A morning's breakfast was interrupted by a familiar bard's ballad, and it led to Venora dominating in a contest of song and performance. An old friend, Sisyphus, and a new companion to the group, Cheese, has agreed to accompany the party to Sunwall as they head for Ghibly's next duel. A couple of our party members likewise have some individual business to attend to in Sunwall and have been waiting for some time to get there. Along the road, a great cyclops is found sitting in the middle of the path, and the party spend a very long time considering whether or not they're going to try and magically charm him into pulling their cart to Sunwall, or if they'll just kill him. Eventually, the charming attempt just fails due to language barriers, and the party is left with defeating this monster in order to protect the next travelers on the road from being his lunch. Quickly finding his hole-in-the-ground hideaway and his makeshift home, they scrounge up a couple interesting finds and head out from there to Sunwall. As we pick up, you've been traveling the final miles to Sunwall since your encounter with the Cyclops and his meager horde, passing by occasional homesteads and stone-crafted homes off the beaten path here and there, many of these having large water reservoirs and rain collection devices outside their homes. Strangely, many of these homes look much like the farms you would see north of and surrounding Tradeacre. They're just lacking the golden fields of grain and cattle, replaced instead with pens of swine and chickens. An occasional cow is seen here and there, but nothing like the sheer number that you were seeing surrounding Tradeacre from where you left. You finally begin to see in the distance, maybe a mile away or more, Sunwall. From here, as you continue towards it, it sits in the distance with tall towers and walls, with the smallest amount of details visible. As you approach, more and more comes into view. You begin to see ahead of you large cracks and splits in the stone growing larger and larger. They're not necessarily something new to the ground that's beneath your feet, but what once started as occasional cracks a couple inches wide and inches deep in the noticeably dry stony earth are now stretching to a hand or two wide, feet deep or more, and 10 or more feet long. Various areas are carefully avoided by the road leading up to the city in order to avoid some of these larger and more treacherous crags in the stone that are quickly becoming deeper, deeper, and deeper, enough to be dangerous, resulting now in a strangely twisting and turning path that requires a bit of finesse with your cart. You consider how this would make a very poor terrain for a quick approach or a quick departure, especially in a land vehicle such as yours. The city comes into greater view after about an hour of approach. Up ahead of you, a small fort city surrounded by sandstone walls, 30 feet tall on each side. The city is backed up to the edge of a steep cliffside overlooking the Soul Heart Canyons. 6 easily 80-foot tall towers at the 6 corners of the city walls stand tall and overlook a large portion of the canyon, easily able to see you as you approach for the last mile or more. A row of archers are set atop the wall above the massive wooden door gates. There's no line of people waiting here to get in or out like there has been at other cities as you've approached. This one seems that it doesn't have much of a purpose for visiting it other than the specific business it may specialize in, the current events, or the watching over of the canyon for a potential invasion. What would you guys like to do?
Let's enter the city.
Okay. Nothing before you guys approach the gates that you need done?
I don't think so.
All right. So approaching those gates, they are opened, and they open outward. And as you walk up, you see a line of 4 guards standing within the gates. I already mentioned, right? There's guards all along the wall above those gates that have their bows just kind of at the ready. They're not training their bows on you, but they're just kind of at the ready. But the 4 that are standing there within the gate, you notice all of them also have long swords at their hip, but none of them are holding them. All of these men are holding bows in their hands, and some of them have them ready with an arrow. Some of them don't. As you approach, one of them steps forward, one of the ones holding both bow and arrow, as if ready to quickly draw if he needs. You see, he's got fairly longer black hair, curly. He's wearing this dark cowl that and cape that kind of come down to the ground. But other than that, which it's kind of out of the ordinary for how hot it is here, it's pretty hot. Most of you guys have been sweating for the last however many hours you've been traveling pretty profusely. The sun is out and just beating down on you, and you've gone farther north, but the elevation has changed and just everything has grown more and more desert-like. But this strange desert, it's not all sandy. It is just these large chasms of rock and just like kind of the Grand Canyon style.
Trees?
No trees. No trees. Basically in every direction you wouldn't see any because you've gotten farther and farther from that massive forest that was miles and miles away from you already. But just because it's not a forest on the map doesn't mean there's no trees in the area. But yeah, there's no trees in the area.
Are there any shrubs or anything?
I'd say occasionally here and there. There's not no vegetation at all.
Is it like Arizona or something?
Yeah, it's kind of Arizona-ish. So occasionally just these really, really coarse, like hard bushes. It's mostly like tiny little wood, like it's not a lot of greenery or wet vegetation, right? Some like strange kind of hard vines that are kind of crawling along the ground here and there. But other than that, yeah, no trees, no large shrubs or bushes, just crusty stuff. But as you guys approach this guy, everything else he's wearing, it's very light. It seems like he is wearing some light leather armor. These guys are mostly have the appearance of scouts, even though they are city guard. But he walks up and he kind of looks at all of you and he doesn't say anything. He just kind of has his eyebrows raised.
We're here for the duel?
Oh, right. The duel. Very cool. Who's entering?
This guy.
Ghibly.
Point at Ghibly. Oh, man. Of all things for him to miss. You guys all point at Ghibly. The guy goes, all right, yes, so you must be Ghibly Karbonov, yes? And Ghibly nods and kind of gives a little charming smile. Okay, well, yeah, let me get some information from you. And they kind of walk off to the side while the rest of the guards just watch you. They're talking. Ghibly hands him some paperwork. The guy checks it out. He hands it back, and then they walk back over. And yeah, everything looks to be in order. You guys are welcome to head on into Sunwall. We welcome you to the city. We're glad you're here. If you need anything, most of us city guards walking around can help you. Do you guys have a place to stay, or do you need recommendations for anything?
I was going to ask if there were any recommendations for lodging and any like entertainment or fun things to do, because we're going to take some R&R time here.
Entertainment? Well, there is a duel coming up. That's kind of the primary source of entertainment we've all been looking forward to most of the year.
Are there other events surrounding that duel, or is it just highlighting the duel?
Some of the shopkeepers in town are running sales. Some of them are setting up little miniature shopping bazaars outside of their shops. We're not a huge city, we're on the smaller side.
Right. I meant, is there like other games that are going to happen?
Yeah. So no.
Okay.
Yeah. The new High Magistrate. So we've never even had one of these. We haven't ever had a sanctioned Kings League duel in Sunwall because we're a little off the beaten path and more towards the more dangerous border of the kingdom. So the new High Magistrate, he's really trying to build up the city, build up our economy, get a little more interest. And so I know he fought tooth and nail to get us this duel. So it'll bring some people here. And he kind of looks around. He's like, and as you can see, you guys look around, there's nobody in line. Like there has been other cities to get in, right? He's like, we've had a few people today, so it's pretty good.
Still got a week away too, so people probably coming in.
It's still a week away. So yeah, there's not really anything else going on. Sorry, guys.
Is there anything enjoyable in town at all, or do you guys just?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, totally. So,
Definitely.
no, yeah. Sometimes, we've had a lot of crime recently. Like it's been pretty tough. Crime's been pretty bad. And so in the last few years, they've been really cracking down on that. They actually brought back the trial of spires. Well, he like gestures to Ghibly and then kind of like stops. There's this old story about Sunwall where there was a hanging. It was a big deal. And it's too much to get into, but we don't do hangings around here because of the perception of them and what happened at one a long time ago. And, the death penalty really matters sometimes. Like you have to have real stakes for people. Yeah. So the last few years, we've brought back something that's kind of old Sunwall tradition called the Trial of the Spires. And you'll see the spires, but whenever there's a criminal, that does something bad enough, they have the opportunity to challenge for the trial, and that can be exciting to watch.
Okay.
But also it's like we're not sitting here hoping for it because he's got to do something pretty bad to get that. So
do I have any recollection of what he's referring to when he's talking about some ancient Sunwall hanging?
Roll a history check.
Can I roll one as well?
Sure.
14.
Definitely not. You have less chance than Cephas knowing, probably.
Yeah, there's a chance.
10.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
How is there so much crime when there's so many guards?
We don't have as many guards as you might think. Most of them are on the wall and on the towers watching. Much of the force that's here is out and at outposts that are based off of this town out in the Soulheart Canyons. So, and what they're doing is they're watching for Taproasian, influence, or more specifically Taproasian invasion. I guess I haven't mentioned, by walking into this town, you should know there's a general risk involved. You are closer to Taproasian border, to the heart of their kingdom, and we haven't had a Taproasian invasion, like a real scuffle this close to the border in, I think, near 100 years. But, from time to time, the alarms are sounded and everybody has to go into their homes. So, you'll hear the alarms. You'll know it when you hear it. If something like that happens, just know that you want to get inside and stay inside. And then if any able-bodied who think themselves capable of defending the town are asked and expected to go to the gates, specifically the northern gates.
Well, this sounds like a really fun place.
Well, we've got a cool way of doing the death penalty.
Got a lot of crime. It's great.
A lot of crime.
A lot of
trial
crime.
by combat.
And we get invaded sometimes. There could be an invasion. You can like jump to the gates and help fight with us. There could be a rival army.
Any entertainment. Well, sometimes the alarms sound, and
Sometimes
we need
the alarms
And they're really good. The alarms, they sound really good. Very crystal, very crisp.
Hopscotch.
Could you give me a?
And my friend and I like to play patty cake a lot.
Could you give me a brief, just example of what the alarm sounds like, just in case I need to?
Yeah, honestly, I'll tell you this. We don't have a lot to do around here, and everybody here knows that. Most people just spend their time in inns and taverns or with their families or jumping over some of the cracks out.
What were the cracks for? How did those cracks form? Did you tell us how they were?
They've just always been there. There are cracks in the ground. The closer and closer you get to the canyons, there's natural cracks and separations in the ground. But because, if you remember, this town is the northernmost portion of this land mass before you reach the canyons. And where you are, if you were to not be looking at the city itself right now and it not blocking your view, and you went over to the right far enough, you would just see a cliff. It's up against this cliff so that it looks out over it and should see an army coming if there is going to be one. But then also it's got pretty good view of the south as well, because it's big open land for a long, serious distance. So so most of us hang out in the inns and taverns. I mean, my favorite one, what would be his favorite one? Usually carved stone, brick building, small stone.
Denny's.
The Denny's.
Well, you said tavern or inn, so it would be the La Quinta that's next to the
Honestly, my favorite, probably just because they're really, really kind people, is the desert coin.
The desert coin.
Yeah, it's a well-kept older building made of sandstone brick. It's our oldest standing inn in Sunwall. It's been here for generations, and it's run by the Carrick family. They're very kind. Just an older couple. It's smaller, not as hustling, bustling. So if what you're looking for is real, busy space with a lot of loud music, don't go there. But this place, they've usually got some live music depending on the day. And some of us play some cards in the corner, and some of my friends and I hang out there from time to time. So
Chester's with us, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we brought the best entertainment in the world, Mr. Cheese.
Well, that's me, yeah, Chester Hornsworthy. I wouldn't say I'm the best in the world. Your friend Venora here beat me not that long ago at a traveler's
You liar.
traveler's trial.
How dare you lie?
So
She's
what
all
I
right.
think you meant to say,
She's all
Cephas,
right.
is you have the best bardic duo there is in the entire world.
That's right. They make a great duo. Also, you said you have a problem with crime.
We have had a problem with crime, yeah.
Is that fixed? Because we stand here as the people's hand
Oh, the people's... What is that? Are you guys a band?
of sorts.
Okay. We have had a crime problem for the last year or 2 years almost. It has gotten better. The magistrate, about a year and a half ago, brought back the Spire trials or whatever.
And what are these trials?
So it is a challenge if you are found guilty of a heinous crime, one that should result in your death. The way we do that is we put you out on these spires over the canyon. And it is a way of offering you one final hurrah and a slight chance of not being put to death. So if you would be put to death, you can invoke the trial. You go out onto these spires over the canyon, and either a chosen or elected city guard will go in as champion and fight you to the death, or if we have captured a local beast, you will have to fight the beast on the spire.
What kind of local beasts do you got here?
Well, we don't have any in the cages right now, but from time to time we find bullets. Sometimes those ones are hard to keep on the spires. Sometimes we've clipped the wings of griffins so that to keep them on the spire. Some onkegs. They're like basically these huge insect-like creatures with massive, basically scimitars for mouths, and they burrow in the ground. Lots of stuff like that. If we happen to capture something like that, we will put it on the spire and put you on the spire as well. And if you survive, then instead of receiving the death penalty, you are just banished from Sunwall forever.
Oh.
But they could go to some other town and maybe murder there, yeah?
I guess.
Yeah. But at least you know they're strong enough to...
How many have won this trial?
Not many. Only a few, ever.
Maybe we met them already on the road.
We don't typically put them up against just something like even a bear. It's usually against a monster of great power. It's an old tradition that comes from Eula. She's a goddess that many worship here, and a long time ago was originally the only temple here. It's a tradition that is based in her tenets of believing that if you put someone up against a great trial, it may indicate that there is still good intended from their life, or something to that effect. Meaning, even if they did something wrong, it doesn't mean that they might not repent in the future. And
Sounds made up to me.
well, I don't subscribe to the Eula temple, but
Does Lumen recognize?
the name?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's said to be the mother of all dwarves.
Sorry, Ghibly. Your mom's terrible.
The myth is that she crafted the dwarves out of the base of a mountain and brought them to the world eons ago. So many dwarves worship her, but also people that aren't dwarves worship her because she's the goddess of the mountains. So any and all mountains, that's kind of her thing. Eula the Mount Mother.
How would you spell that?
Ulaa.
Are there some good smiths in town? I'm looking for some part-time work.
If you guys are looking for part-time work, you kind of look like the adventuring party type.
Yeah.
You could make a petition with the Lightning Dawn. It's a local guild. They've got lodges all over Raskelia. You could petition to join them. They'll give you a contract and you can prove yourselves, kind of bounty style. And if that goes well, I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed work when it comes along. We haven't had a lot of new people join recently. Other than that, we have a smith in town, but we're not really I mean, if you're looking like for top-notch stuff, I'd go somewhere else. Trade Acre's got some really good smiths. Fort Trinity's got some pretty good ones. But if you're looking just for work, yeah, they might need some help right now. It hasn't been the busiest time of year, but we're expecting the next week to get a lot of visitors. I would go check with Ivo Polstead, an older guy, Dragonborn. If you ask around for where Ivo is at, the smith, people know him. He's kind of the smith around here. He does a lot of the work. There's a couple here and there that he has trained that do their own thing, but not as much in official capacity as he does. So,
Thank you.
yep, he's a nice guy.
I have a question.
Oh yes, good gravy.
Have you ever seen a tap raising?
Can you say that again?
A tap raising. What do they look like? Are they monsters?
Have I ever seen a Taproasian? I have seen a Taproasian. We've captured some here and there that have been found spying. Did you ask if they're monsters? They've been characterized as monsters for sure. They act like them, but they are human.
2 eyes.
2 eyes. What have you seen that you thought was a Taproasian?
There's a big, ogre with 1 eye.
Big ogre. Wait. You saw a Cyclops?
I guess so.
Was it nearby?
Not anymore.
Oh, did you all kill it?
Yes.
Depends. Is he bad?
He wasn't a friend of mine.
You know where we should go to for bounty? Like,
There's a chance that, as I mentioned earlier, the Lightning's Dawn had a bounty for him, and you might have taken it from a group of their members, but you could check in with them and see if there was a bounty. Since you're not members, they'll pay it out at a lesser amount. But
What if we join and then we show them?
Good idea.
yeah, maybe. I mean, that's up to you. I don't represent them, so I don't know what they'll say.
Happy to be a new member. With that being said, here's an eye.
Yeah. I think they'd probably say, well, you didn't do it as members, but so you didn't do it in our name. I think a little part of it is like you're doing things in their name, right? For their glory.
the monsters that are in the Trials of the Spire, who captures those? Is that like a guild thing, or is that like a town thing when they attack?
When there's an issue and it's impeding the town, like some of us will go, I mean, like any town, right? If there's some gnolls that have been harassing the town and there's guards, like they'll go out and take care of it, you know, that sort of thing.
I didn't know if you guys just had like monster hunts that you would do every once in a while.
No, because our efforts are primarily focused on the watching of the Soulheart Canyons, while sending out regular rotations of scouts for that, and then also watching this outpost, this town.
Okay, makes sense.
No, we don't do much monster hunting.
And where are all your sick? Ilmater has arrived in this city to heal your sick.
If you go to the Temple of Eula, the Stone Mother, that's where many of them would be. Hers is outside of town. She's actually at the base of the canyon.
Best to keep it outside of town, if you ask me.
Yeah, she's directly under the city, thousands of feet below in the canyon.
I know another place that deep. It's a bit deeper, but...
The ocean?
No, I think it's like the 9th level of hell. Are we talking about Ilmater? Eula? Or whatever?
Eula?
Is Eula Ilmater?
Is that what are you asking? You're asking?
Yeah.
Is Eula Ilmater? No?
Oh, yeah. Then, yeah, I don't like her at all.
Any other questions for me?
No, you've been very helpful. Thank you. Thank goodness there isn't that big of a line. We got so much information.
Yeah, we're glad to have visitors. Hope you enjoy your time here. You asked me for my recommendation. Oh, I gave it to you for the inn, the Desert Coin. Well, enjoy your stay. And to you, Mr. Karbonov, the best of luck to you. I know you have a challenging opponent.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time. All right, and he gets out of your way. The others kind of step aside, and you all walk into Sunwall. So inside the city, the streets are cracked and rough, made of sandstone that was at once carved to resemble a road, but has since now worn down to mostly a series of hard, jagged grooves in this sandy stone. So they didn't, bring stone here or bring anything here to create a path. It's literally just been carved out of the ground. Buildings are all mostly made up of the same sandstone that makes up the ground beneath them, which creates a strange uniformity to most of the city. So as you're like walking around, it just kind of feels like everything is the same color. Like it's almost as if this used to be one big rock and a giant came in and chipped away at it to make a model city, and you're all walking through it because everything is essentially the same color. Here and there, on occasion you may see some wood atop a building here or stone of a different color, and the makeup is slightly different, but they're pretty infrequent. And so because of that, they stand out. They stand out as much as they are infrequent, like just such a sore thumb. So the way it is now, it's just this kind of sea of all the same, this kind of sandstony color. And you see way up ahead, an example of just a kind of grayish stone roof. And it just looks like, Rudolph's bright red nose in the middle of the sky, just like not, totally out of place. At the northeast side of town, something that does kind of stand out, you see a fairly large hill, which is interesting because you're on the edge of a cliff, and this looks distinctly like a hill. So, just this kind of rounded hill in the the northern east portion of town. At the top of the hill can be seen over the top of most of the buildings in town as well. And atop that hill stands a 3-story tall temple building. It's made of polished sandstone, so it almost has this shimmery polish to it. Marking the front of the temple is a beautiful crystal sun made of yellow, orange, red, blue, and white crystal. It sits at least another story above the top of the temple, atop a white metal pole. The sun in the sky casts a beautiful display of color through it across some of the neighboring districts of town. That's what you see as you guys walk in.
Sun gets just right, and it's like a magnifying glass and ants.
Shouldn't happen based on the way it's faced, but I guess, yeah, and the crystal it's made up of with many facets. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But
Could you describe the way it looks just real quick?
The crystal?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful crystal sun, so it's shaped like a sun, and the bottom of it is just this very long piece of sharp crystal, and then it's got these like rays of sunlight coming off it in the traditional kind of imagery of a sun, but it's of a bunch of different colors. So it's made up of yellow, orange, red, blue, and white crystal, and because of that, it makes just this beautiful like prismatic color across districts of the town. Lumen. You recognize this right away. It's the holy symbol of Imdal.
And who is that again?
He is the deity of the sun. I would say because he's such a prolific religion, the name, like his general tenets, which are justice and protection. He offers, that's his primary one. But if you want more information, go and roll a religion check. Go for it.
Can I do guidance on this or?
Probably not.
9 + 7.
16? Okay. He's known as Imdal the Guiding Sun. He is worshipped and revered as being the sun. Some believe him to have always been the sun from its very beginning, while others within the church, there's like some differences in doctrine. S-U-N. Some believe him to have once been a mortal that was ascended to godhood, but the conflict within that is that the sun has always existed, and so that would be impossible. It's his job to guide and watch over all of the earth. He is an eternal power of light in constant struggle with his sister, the goddess Arcerian, the moon mother. He despises the undead. He demands their complete and total eradication. The dark corruption of humanity into monsters is a sin and abomination. There's pretty much no leeway. Like some gods are like, we could forgive them. He's like, if you are undead, absolutely you should be eradicated and wiped off the face of the earth. I will burn you up. I mean, that's kind of like that radiant light thing, right?
Man, I'd love to see Jude walk into that temple.
Yeah, poor Ed.
I won't, without revealing too much, it would have been interesting just for Edovar to walk into this town because of things like that. Yeah. And also because there is, he huge following here. Like this is kind of his city.
For now.
But also it's said that the dark corruption of mortality being turned into a monster too is something that's a big deal. i.e. vampires, werewolves, things like that. Like that's all corruption and bringing you like that sort of corruption physically manifest in things like that. That's why undead, all stuff like that. Big deal. Some of the more zealous, I guess, there's probably some sects within his church that would consider like a human having a half-orc offspring. Some of them might consider that like a corruption of mortality into monsterhood. What his official stance on that, I guess, is probably not known. But his official stance on vampires, werewolves, and undead, pretty known. That's what you know about him.
I tell everyone that.
You guys are walking, he's like, blah, 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 all that information. Some of the people kind of occasionally that are walking by, like, look over at you like you're just this tour guide. But because you're speaking in this crazy voice, it's attracting attention to you, and then people are just like watching you go by.
Are there a lot of people on the streets?
There's a good number. It's not like Tradeacre. Tradeacre, is like a sea of people. It's such a, a business driven area. This place is like what you would expect from kind of a small town. So here and there's somebody walking down the street, or you're walking by buildings and you see someone walk out and grab something from the front of the building and walk back in. So I'd say like while you're walking through, you see good 50 or so people here. And,
What do the people look like? In a sense of like rough or tired or...
I mean, just people look rough, they're wearing pretty simple flowing clothes with not a lot of coverage because it's very hot here and very dry. A lot of short hair, pretty tan skin. People of lots of different races too. Like there's quite a few dragonborn, quite a few half-orc, quite a few human, people like that. But you don't see a lot of furbolg. There's more furbolg down in the southern region. More the ones that can do better in those hotter climates. So half-orc, human.
Any tieflings? Just because of proximity to Taporasia, if they're like...
They're rare in Reskelia, but this is an area where you would see them more, so you see about one or two. The ones that you see are like, there's an older man, you can tell, like he's older guy, and he's like a dark, reddish color, and he's just probably got some horns under his hair, but they're not huge. But yeah, no tail. But it's like, oh, that's somewhere in his line, up there's probably a bit of more prominent tiefling guy, and it's been passed down to him, that kind of thing. But you've not seen none in your time in Reskelia. You've probably seen them here and there, but walking into town, like for the first 20 minutes, seeing one, it's like, oh, whoa. And then seeing another one, like, oh, there's more here.
Wild.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's a safe assumption because of their proximity to Taproasia. There's a lot of tieflings in Taproasia.
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
I'm going to preach on the street.
You start preaching on the street? Okay. Preaching on the street?
I'm going to cast Detect Poison Disease. And I'm going to start yelling. By the way, I can repeat this over and over again as I walk through town. But if people come out, that's when it matters. Hear me, people of Sunwall. I am a humble servant of Ilmater, the one who bears the burdens of the world. He sees your suffering, your pain, your sorrow. In his name, I call you to come forth, you who are sick, weary, and broken-hearted. Ilmater's hands are open to heal, to soothe, to lift you up. Embrace his long-suffering love, and know that you do not bear your burdens alone. Hear me, step forward and receive his healing, for there is a better life to be found in his embrace. Come, be renewed by his mercy, be renewed by his strength. Receive healing in his name.
And you're just doing that as you walk, or are you posting it up somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to go to kind of more of a, if there's like a central area.
Yeah, you guys are getting near it.
But I'm going to repeat that and loudly, as loudly as I can.
He's the guy in Whiterun.
Hear me.
Okay, yeah, make a charisma check.
With guidance?
With guidance. And there's probably a good 80 or so people walking in and out of this city center area. There's some people with carts and a couple people with like a donkey walking by. So like it's kind of, it is a town and there's stuff going on. People are going from one shop to another or from house to house. And also there's a pretty large number it's towards the end of the day. So there's a fairly large number of people coming from the north, kind of seemingly like flowing into town from that. You can see the main road that goes to a northern gate. The northern gate would be right up against, as far as you're aware, like the cliffside. There's a fairly large number of people kind of coming in from that area because the sun is near setting, and for whatever reason.
As we were leaving, like walking away from you, I would have patted you on the side, like as we're gonna go find housing while you're gonna do this, and I was gonna cast Thaumaturgy.
So you can do it with advantage. You're doing it very loud. You're giving guidance.
16.
16? Okay. You're fairly persuasive with this. First of all, you have to get people's attention. So general charisma matters here. You're trying to draw people in. You're startling, you notice at the beginning, like, oh, like the people that are hearing me, this startles them because it's seemingly not something they're used to. Not at all probably from the temples here because they're just there. But here you are yelling out into the public, and a couple people stop and kind of like, what is this weirdo doing? And just move on. Then a couple people stop and listen. A couple more stop and listen. And how long are you going to do this?
My detect poison is easy. So if I...
How long does that last?
10 minutes.
Okay.
But I'll recast it for 30 odd minutes or whatever. So it's 3 casts.
So during that 30 minutes of being able to detect poison and disease, as people are walking through here and there, I'll see how many stop and listen.
Thaumaturgy is only gonna work for that first minute of
Okay.
doing it.
Yeah. Well, it was mostly get the attention.
Get
right?
the attention, yeah. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Over the course of 30 minutes, you attract 57 people.
Okay.
Dang.
Pretty decent number.
Very decent.
I will say out of that,
Population of 150.
It's honestly, come on. They're in their homes doing nothing, right?
yeah, for many, you absolutely do. It's not just people that are like walking through the city center. Some people, especially because you're thaumaturgy, heard this blocks away and were like, what in the world? They've heard the first minute, then came to the city center and are listening to this guy. I'm going to say Cheese stayed with you. And while you're doing this, Cheese is just kind of strumming. So you start to fall into rhythm too, right? Just like if they were playing a pad at church for Matt. And so it kind of helps, like for the people that are first drawn in and then he starts just kind of strumming, they're like, wow, like this is pretty persuasive. 5 of those 57 people kind of like flicker to you in your vision that they have some sort of disease. Does it tell you what disease they have, or just that they are diseased?
Poison and disease says, for the duration, you can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you. You also identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Okay. There's 5 people that are diseased. One person has some sort of paralysis in one of their legs. Another person is what looks like it's some sort of growth in their brain. And the other 3 have a skin disease that is like, and you can kind of see patches of their skin here and there, patches of their skin that's visible. It looks like just these like real bad heat rashes, kind of.
You who are sick, come forward. You.
Do you kind of just call them out?
Yeah, and I'm going to point it to people. Yeah.
Roll persuasion check with advantage. As you point them out specifically, they're like, how could he know?
24.
That's very good. The guys with like the skin disease are kind of like they know, like it's kind of visible, and they start walking forward. But the one guy that you know has the growth in his head is like shocked, not to find out that he's diseased, that you knew. Like looks behind him, there's nobody standing behind him. He walks forward. What?
I'm trying to figure out how he knows.
That he has a growth in his head?
Yeah.
Because he has excruciating headaches all the time.
You didn't define that.
I did. You haven't talked to him yet, but it didn't seem that crazy to me that there's a possibility that someone would know.
Yeah.
Also, he got an x-ray, Byron. A CAT scan.
Yeah, that's where I was confused. You got a CAT scan.
He got CAT scanned, and
they brought in a saber tooth.
you don't know what's in the Eula Temple. Huge, really impressive medical technology.
CAT scan, Tabaxi stood over him. And
a Tabaxi named Stan gave him a quick physical exam.
Yeah.
Man, you got something growing in your head.
Byron really liked that. Byron, it's your old character with his book. Dude, I want there to be a hospital now in the game. It's like an old medieval. They're like, send him to CAT scan. It's just a doctor that's a Tabaxi that's like, I'm the best we have.
his name is CAT scan.
Yeah.
Like it's one word.
Yeah. So that guy, though, very shocked that you would call him out. That seems to persuade him, and he steps forward. So all 5 of them step forward. You kind of have this crowd now that's pretty close, but there's a bit of a distance between you and them. These 5 step forward, kind of awkwardly standing there. It seems like the three guys with the skin disease kind of are standing together. They seem to know each other. They're probably kind of running the same crowd.
I can see that you have a disease of the skin. You must know that what I give to you, I give in the name and through the power of Ilmater. Through him I do all things. And then I'm going to put my hands and pump the 5 to cure disease.
Oh, the 5 lay on hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll do that to all 3.
Okay, with that first one though, on either side of his face, you do that and you watch everybody starts kind of like pull back as you just see that it's intense. Like it's heat rash looking, but in the centers of it, there's like pus coming out. It's not leprosy or like full decay or whatever, but it doesn't look good. And you watch as it just starts to disappear. It's still, the skin isn't perfectly healed, but what is causing the disease is cleansed from his body. And then the other two kind of look at each other. They step a little closer, and then you heal each of them. At this point, the other two people standing there, the guy that has paralysis in his leg, like just hobbled up.
Yeah.
He's like the next in line.
You, sir, you must know that you will walk again, straight like you did once before. But this is from the glorious love of Ilmater. And I'm going to hold his leg, and then I'm going to pump 5 into that.
Okay. He's wearing like shorts, most of them are. And you can see on his leg, there's like pretty large, like varicose veins kind of, but they're, as you hold his leg, you feel like they're really hard. And as you do that, you can feel them soften within his leg. It's as if there's the veins in his legs were like kind of sticking up out from underneath his skin, and it was like there was stone in them. And you hold it and you feel it just kind of crumble away inside. And he immediately starts moving his leg around. He's like, jumps up a little bit, and it's been 20 years since I've been able to do this. And then he just sits on the ground.
Nice.
He's been unable to sit crisscross applesauce for a long time, so he just...
And then I'm going to point at the guy and say, you, sir, you must have tremendous pain in your head from the tumor in there.
How did you know that?
I see only what Ilmater lets me see. You must know that while the pain will go away, you still need healing. Your heart and your soul, you must give to Ilmater. That is the real healing. Experience his love now. And then I'm going to hold his head, pump 5, both sides of his head.
Immediately, like, his eyes shut and then they open. And he just starts to cry. Like, just this constant pain that's always there is gone. And probably has no concept, in his mind, like what that might have felt like, because it's just been so long. And then he just is speechless, doesn't say anything. And then for probably a couple minutes, if you're standing there that long waiting, eventually he just says, thank you.
And I'll just use that as an opportunity once they're like, all who witnessed know I was once lost, and now I am found. And I'm gonna show my burns on my body.
Okay.
In my worst pain is where I found Ilmater. All of us suffer, but there is a God who loves us so deeply, sees all of our needs, that he would suffer for us. I want you all to have this God. Not the God some 1,000 feet below this ground. Not some God that's so bright we can't even see him, but a God who meets us in our suffering, who saves us when we are broken. That is the God you met today. That is the God who brought healing to a leg, who made skin whole again, and removed the deepest malignance in our very brains. That is a God who loves us, who loves you, and calls you now to call on his name. Who will do it?
Quite a few people like raise their hand or cheer, and they say, we praise you, Ilmater.
And then I'm gonna ask Chester to play a song, like a worship song for
A
him.
worship song?
Yeah.
He's like, I think I could think something up.
He's got to have known one.
Yeah, he's got a few. He says that kind of tongue in cheek. And then he starts to play just this beautiful song. It's for a long time just music, and then he starts to sing. And he kind of does a version of that ballad that he was doing about that time that you guys spent stuck in Goldacre. But it's a little different. It's less of the military. It's more just about this like terrifying force surrounding us. And it's kind of using this storied version with more kind of laced metaphor about, enemies on all sides. The wolves are at the door kind of a mentality, and how in your lowest moment, in his lowest moment, but he's singing from more like a third person perspective, like not about himself. So it could be just a song. The deliverance that came from Ilmater.
Okay. Well, just for my sake, like I'll spend my time there sort of answering questions and talking to the people that want to talk.
There's quite a few people that don't stick around.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's like, yeah, you said we couldn't see Imdal, but I don't see this Ilmater here either. And someone else goes, what do you mean he stands before you? And gestures to you. Taking very literally what you said, this is who you met today. She's like, he stands here before us. His burns, he's taken on the burns and the disease of others. Like,
yeah,
a little misunderstanding of what you said. But then some others that just like I've seen magic tricks before. I've never seen those guys in town before. I'm pretty sure those were plants. And walk away, but.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But like I said, I'll stand around and answer those questions for people.
How do I know that it was Ilmater that did it? Just because you said it was, one guy says.
Well, I can do nothing without Ilmater.
That's what you say.
It is what I say. And I would love for you to experience the power of Ilmater in your life. Can I lead you in a prayer? I'll pray with him.
He doesn't say yes, but he doesn't say no.
Well, I'm going to pray for him.
Yeah, okay.
But I will pray that he has a real experience with Ilmater.
With Ilmater?
I'm asking that Ilmater would impress upon this person's heart.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Should I roll anything?
I thought about it, but I don't like the way that seems with the real world analogous example. This idea that we have to be persuasive to God for him to hear our prayers.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. I like that. I prefer that.
Yeah.
When everything dies down, I do need to try to see if there's a printing place here.
Yeah,
Remember,
that's right.
Have this.
Do you guys have a printing press? Copy store? Yeah.
They do have CAT scans.
I'm looking for
They
Xerox.
have CAT scans. They probably have Xerox, yeah. This guy named Epson.
Do I walk in? It's just a boxy named printer.
Yeah, named printer. Yeah. Hi, I'm HP.
HP.
Yeah, asking around. Like, this is a great way to get what you need, because there's like 50 people here, and many of them are very appreciative of what you've
And I
just
want to
done.
give them something. I just need to have it made.
Yeah. So do you tell them that? Like,
Yeah.
hang
Yeah,
around
yeah,
town and I'll find you again? Okay. Yeah, so they're like, there's a lady. She's a writer, but she's very fast. And usually when people need maps copied or things like that, they go to her. Her name is Ida Atkinson. You should find her in a specific tavern is where she spends most of her time. She actually rents a room from them as an office space. If you go to the Mellow Yak, you'll find her there. That is a local inn.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for what you've done. And everything you said, it was very persuasive. When you're out of town, where can I go to get more of that?
I will write you something that can direct you to places outside of here.
Is there a place that I could go with a temple to this deity, or is he a deity with no temples?
In Fort Trinity, there's a temple to Ilmater.
It's not too far from here. Okay, yeah. My wife and I can travel.
But just so you know, the whole world is Ilmater's temple.
He walks away thinking about that. You should be church planting.
I should.
Temple planting.
I think I'm going to try to build a church
Yeah,
here.
instead of being like, instead of saying, Mecca or whatever, be like, dude, start one.
Yeah. Anyways, my plan is to find that lady, get those things printed, and build a church in Sunwall. Let's see if it's his game plan.
Whoa. Just for today.
Just for today,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll figure out tomorrow.
We'll build a church today, tomorrow, the world. Okay, yeah, so you find that lady very easily. You make your way to the Mellow Yak. We'll get to that after they go to their inn. That's where you guys are going, right?
Yeah.
All right. The whole rest of the crew, other than Cheese and Chiefus, make their way to the Desert Coin. Walking up, you see a well-kept older building. It's distinctly recognizably older than the buildings around it, at least the buildings in other districts. It's made up of that same kind of sandstone brick construction. From what he told you, this is the oldest standing inn in Sunwall, run by a family known as the Carricks. As you guys walk in, not Carrots, Carrick.
Is there a stable attached to said place?
There is not a stable, no.
I can go find one after. Like, we didn't know if there was going to be one here, so.
Yeah, there's not one here. It's pretty small, too. It looks like it's a small building, not 2 stories, at least not a second upper story unless it has a basement. Your best guess, it probably has like 3 rooms for an inn. But you guys walk in, it's just a single door. You walk in and it's a smaller tavern space with like 4 tables. There's a little bar on the other side, but no other room that it goes back to. So they just got some bottles of drinks on the back wall. Behind the bar is an older man in his probably late 60s, maybe mid 70s. He's got kind of wispy, long white hair and a lot of it very thinning in the top middle portion. You see pretty big, bushy white mustache. As he stands behind the bar, he's just kind of holding this rag and this little cup as he's just kind of cleaning it out, bartender style. He looks up at you guys. Oh my goodness, welcome in. Welcome to the Desert Coin. We haven't had such a big group walk in all at once in such a long time. Well, please, find a place to sit. And you kind of look around. There's like one table with a couple people at it and another table with one person sitting at it. So there's plenty of places to sit. And there's 4 bar stools at the bar. Find a place to sit. Honey. He snaps his fingers a couple times. There is another door off to the side. And you see walking out of it a pale white woman, extremely white. And you see this long white hair and these tiny little white horns coming up just from the front of her brow, just where her eyebrows would be. There's just these tiny little horn studs. She's also probably in her 70s, but she is just this albino white tiefling. Flowing white hair cascades down her back. She walks around. It's extremely long, so it's just kind of like flowing throughout the room as she walks around. She has these piercing white, just kind of milky eyes, like someone that is totally blind would have, but she seems to be traversing totally fine. She walks out and kind of looks at you guys, and so, are we going to be getting you all rooms? We have 2 rooms available at the moment. You could all split them. We can get up to 2 beds in each room. So you're going to be short a few beds if that's what you're looking for, or we can have a meal prepared for you. What is it you're all looking for?
I assume Ghibly's probably going to want to go to a
nicer one. Yeah.
So.
And he takes Titus with him.
Yeah. So Ghibly and Titus are probably already out looking for that place.
So then I think that should be fine. Do you guys want to stay here? We'll split 2 rooms?
Okay. So that just leaves what? 1, 2, 3, the 4 of you, assuming Cephas and Cheese aren't staying here as well. Because there's 8 of you with Cheese.
Yeah, me and Clonus can split a room, and you guys can.
2 rooms, 4 meals? I'm hungry.
Sure, yeah.
What time of day was it?
The sun is setting here pretty soon, so you guys got here in the evening. The rooms are going to be a gold piece per night, and then for the meals, you're looking at 6 silver pieces in total for 4.
Does the temple have rooms?
It probably does for its clergy and the sick, or depending on which temple you're going to.
Do you want to stay in the temple or do you want to stay here?
I was going to try staying in a temple.
Okay. I will give the gold and my silver to the lady, or who was asking?
The lady. Yeah, great. You guys hang out at a table for a little bit. There's no music or anything like that, but you see a couple guys at that other table are playing cards with each other. And then after a little while, she brings you guys out some potato soup and whatever drink you'd like with it.
Thank you. What was your name?
She goes, my name is Thuma Carrick, and my husband is Stran.
You have a very lovely inn.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. You may see Sarah. Some people call her Sarah June, as our granddaughter. You may see her around. She's 16. She is often not where she's supposed to be, collecting the dishes and things like that. But if you do see, someone bustling around kind of doing some work here and it's not me and about 60 years younger than me, then that's who that is.
How's the food?
Food's good.
Good.
Yeah, tastes homemade. I mean, it took a little while to get it out too, so she probably went and prepared most of it. It's not like they just have a vat sitting.
Yum.
Yeah, and then after a little while, door opens up just kind of like hits the wall. You see just this old, just grizzled looking man. You see a lot of scruff, this big, like bushy mustache that's like curling down into his mouth. He just stands there, kind of a bit of a pot belly sticking out from the bottom of his shirt. Really thin and scraggly guy though, looks human. And you see like he's got one old rusty thin pauldron like over his shoulder. And then the rest of his clothing is just tattered and torn. And he just looks soulless. And he like looks around the room, shuts the door behind him pretty loud, walks straight to the bar, sits down. And you see Strand, the older guy, kind of go, "Hey buddy." And he pours a drink and slides it to him, and the guy just like puts like 10 coins on the counter. And then he just sits down, starts drinking. All right, Cephas, you were going to the Mellow Yak to ask about Ida. You get there, it's a nice inn for the town, especially like from what you were expecting an inn would look like here. You see as you walk up an intricately carved stone brick building. So more brick-like than most of the other ones are. There's a lot of distinct bricks that make this building up, and it's all kind of intricately carved with these cool designs, and a lot of it is like mountainscapes, and you see just like murals like covering portions of it. But I mean, to look at all of it, it would take you a while, but it looks very cool, very unique. It's kind of just a small, stout building. There's a buildup of dust and occasional rain and dust have gathered. It causes kind of caked on layer of like a crusty scum that hides some of the carvings in areas, which kind of helps you notice like that they're there. At one time, this probably looked very elegant, but now it is a little bit But you walk in, there is a small gnomish man with these just large bushy eyebrows. He looks kind of middle-aged. As you walk up, you see his eyes are kind of clouded over slightly, but he does seem to notice you. He looks up at you. "Hello, tall one. Welcome to the Mellow Yak. My name's Marin."
Hello, Marin.
As you can see, we're very busy. You look around, I mean, there's like 6 or 7 tables, like half full in the room. There is someone in the corner just kind of strumming a lute. Not the most lively entertainment, but the door loudly creaks as it shuts behind you.
I'm looking for a lady named Ida.
Ida, yes. She's in that room right over there. And he points across the room, and you see there's just a nice, well-kept door. It looks like this could have been a storage closet or something at one point, but the door is open, and sitting inside behind a desk with this nice little oil lamp right there. It's just well lit in there, but still kind of cozy looking. Is this lady? She's got this large book opened up on her desk that she's slowly flipping through.
Is this a tavern inn that we're in?
Yep.
Okay.
But she rents a room here for office space.
And before I go, do you have any rooms available tonight?
I have 2.
I just need the one, so long it's got 2 beds.
I have one with 2 beds, yes.
All right, well, we'll take it.
All right, it's 1 gold. For the night, or how long?
For 1 week.
All right. So 8 gold.
So expensive.
Yeah.
Chester pays for it.
Does he?
No, we split it. You want to split it, Chester? Cheese?
Yeah, I've got... And you hear just like clink, 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 like a few coins in a pouch. He pulls out 4 gold, puts it on the table, puts the pouch away. Clink. Like two coins might be left in there.
Never mind.
No. It's fair this way.
No, it's not.
No, I'm going to make lots of money here. They look like they need me.
They do.
All right. Pay me back if they do need you, and I'll scoot it back to him.
You got it. And he looks over. Hey! And he points to the guy that's in the corner, just kind of strumming the lute. And he's like, come on, let's get these guys a little more excited in here, right? I mean, it's evening. Let's get them dancing and singing along. Don't you know a more jaunty tune? Maybe kind of a tavern one to get everybody into the groove? And the guy across the way is like...
Oh.
That was his string breaks. Clang. And then with that, she's kind of like, no. I've got an extra one of those. We can fix that, and then we can start a more groovy tune. And the guy goes... Dude, I taught myself how to play. I don't know any sheet music or anything.
This was the groovy tune.
This is the only one I know. He's like, oh, well then I'll teach you. Really? Yes, yeah, free of charge too.
Gold piece a night.
The guy's like, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. You just have to play with me once I start playing for the people. Okay, yeah. And then he goes over there and starts fixing his string.
Okay. And I'm going to go to Ida after I pay.
Okay, yeah. You walk into her office. She's kind of interested now in what's been going on, and actually, she's standing at the door in the doorway, just kind of watching what's been going on because it's been strange. Then she sees you walking towards her, and she kind of doesn't expect this, and she goes and sits behind her desk again and ready for you to walk in. The door is small, like you have to kind of squeeze your way through. She does have a chair. It's a smaller chair than what you are used to. It's probably one of the owner's chairs, so it's made for a gnome. So you kind of creak as you sit down in it. Just this hulking figure. Ida is a human woman. She's probably in her early 20s. Long chestnut brown hair. She's got some spectacles that are kind of they're just sitting on the desk, and she's got like an inkwell and a quill there, and lots of books around her. And then you see behind her just stacks and stacks of empty paper of various sizes, some for maps, some for books and things like that. She just says, "How can I help you? You made quite the entrance there."
Ida, I heard great things about you.
Oh, really? From who?
From the people. On the streets. Do I know a name? Who told me?
There's probably some guy named
Becky told me.
Beckett, yeah.
Becky and her husband Beckett.
I don't know them.
Beckerson.
Beckett and Becky Beckerson?
That's right.
I've never heard of them, but I'm glad that I'm glad that they recommended me. What was it that I did for them that they recommended me on?
You wrote an obituary for the late son, Beckleton.
Beckleton Beckerson? You would, son of Beckett and Becky Beckerson. You would think that I would remember a Beckleton Beckerson, son of Becky and...
You made several copies of the obituary. They showed it to me. It was very beautiful, great work.
Okay, thank you. I think I've only done a few obituaries too for people. I mean, yeah, well, okay, I do all general stationery needs. If you need, I can copy novels and stuff, and I would show you some of my work for examples, but it seems as though you've seen Beckleton Beckerson's obituary already. So, what do you need?
Well, I'm writing these pamphlets. I had this one special made.
Okay, so you show her the sample.
In Stillhold.
Wow, okay.
Here it is. And I show her the copy that he made me.
She takes her glasses and puts them on. Oh, it's beautiful work. I mean, it seems professionally done. Why didn't you have him make all of them for you? I mean, this is better than I think I'll be able to do. I'll do my best to copy it, but...
Well, time was of the essence. I had to get here. For the duel, that is.
Okay. Well, I don't have dyes of all of these colors, but I can do some similar colors here. So how many do you need?
How much would it be for 100?
Well, when do you need them by?
I need them in about 5 days.
5 days? I can do it for 45 gold.
45 gold for 100. That's a deal, Ida.
All right. Do you hand her the gold now, or are you going to pay on pickup?
I'll give you half now.
Oh, great.
I give her 23 gold.
Great. That'll be helpful. Maybe I can get somebody to help me and use some of this money to do it. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And this is a lot of business for me. This is very good. It'll be very helpful for me. So I appreciate, the word of mouth recommendation is pretty huge. I mean, that's how most of my business finds its way here, but usually I remember the people. And I feel so terrible that I don't, especially given it was an obituary. So if you see them, don't mention that I didn't remember them, please.
My lips are tied.
All right. Well, I will see you in 5 days.
5 days.
Okay. Thank you, sir. What was your name?
My name's Cephas.
Okay. Cephas. I will remember that. I should write that down.
Hey, read these pamphlets too.
I don't have a choice not to. I will have to read them. It would be very interesting if I could do this without having read them.
You'll love it.
Okay, great. Thank you for the business, sir.
All right, I'm only taking the 23 out right now.
Okay, sounds good. From there, it was Titus and Ghibly. We're going to go find the expensive inn. Pretty easy. It's just the only other inn in town. Asking around, you find it is called the Modern Mandolin. It's a much newer looking building downtown near that city center. So it's pretty easy to find. It's 3 stories tall, pretty big, like one of the biggest buildings in town, almost the size of that temple. Walking in, this is clearly new. It's like walking to an old town where they just built like, I don't know, like a brand new Red Robin, you know, like everything looks shiny and everybody's there. Like that's the place that literally everybody in town goes because it's the newest and coolest place. You hear from some people when they recommend it to you that it's a recent investment from the magistrate himself. So in kind of pouring money into the town to kind of drive some business and get people here, he built this nice new inn. 3 stories tall, constructed from a nice mix also of imported cobblestone and dark wood logs. So it looks totally unique compared to all the buildings here. So all this cobblestone and wood here is imported, so it's expensive to get it here. It just, you know, it sticks out. It gives it sort of a forest lodge kind of look to it as well, which is very inviting and very warm, and also entirely different than everything around it. It's painted with green accents and a promising jovial atmosphere. You can just hear jovial music pouring out, laughter, and people hanging out inside. A fool would pass this place up. Does kind of strike you guys as you're walking, even you, Titus, like when you guys asked if there's anything interesting in town, like to do, you know, this isn't the most, like this isn't an event, but you would think that this is the thing that the guy would mention. For whatever reason, he didn't.
It's like 75 gold a night.
Rooms aplenty, typically, from what you've been told by people, like because there's so many rooms, they never fill up, and a wait staff that want to see you again. It's nice, comfortable rooms, good food, all wait inside. So as you approach, there's people, like a couple guys walk out with drinks in their hand that kind of see you guys and, whoa, who invited Freak Show to town, eh? And he like gestures at his buddy, and he's like, and they go to walk past you guys. Don't say anything.
I can't believe he would say that to you, Ghibly. You're here for the duel. I mean.
And Ghibly just shakes his head, rolls his eyes, keeps walking. You guys walk in, and yeah, immediately the music just way louder inside than it is out, and the doors were open. There's like some flickering lanterns in the corners of the room of different colors. There's a band of 3 people in the corner. There's a guy playing a lute, a guy playing like a little drum that he's sitting on, and then a lady just singing, and it's a beautiful song. It's very upbeat and fast, and there's a couple people that are kind of dancing up by the stage. There's some people playing card games and dice games over in the corner. Lots of people just drinking and eating and talking, and there's a lot of laughter, and there's probably a good 25, 30 people just in this room. There's 11 tables, 2 different bars, one where it seems like they've got some drinks and food, another one where it's just drinks. So it's pretty lively atmosphere, way bigger and way nicer than this town really needs or deserves, but it seems as though it's kind of been future-proofed. Like hopefully the town will grow. But yeah, immediately somebody like walks up to you, like at a restaurant in our day, right? In our world, somebody walks up to you and kind of goes, "Oh, just the 2 of you together here?
Yes.
You guys want bar seating or you want a table?" All of our tables have people at them, so you'll be joining some other people for dinner if you're looking for dinner. But
Bar seating is fine, but we also wanted to get a room.
A room, okay. 2 beds, I'm assuming.
Yes, please.
All right. That will be 2 gold for how many nights?
For a week.
A week. All right. So we'll drop it down to 14 gold for you for 8 nights. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll give you a discount of 14 gold. Not a discount of 14 gold. That'll discount to 14 gold. All right. You just paying that?
I'll take off 7. Write down that when we play next, you just take 7 off.
Great. And she kind of, you see her like open a little pouch on her hip, and inside you see a bunch of keys, and she goes, "We've got room 3. That's gonna be on the 3rd floor."
Okay.
There you go.
I'll take it and then sit down for dinner.
Okay. Yeah, she goes, "That's the first room as soon as you walk up onto the 3rd floor on your left. You'll see room 3. That's your guys' room. And then go, we've got some room at that table there, that table over there. There's a couple tables with like 2 spots, one that has 3. And she goes, "And also I'll be right over to take an order if you guys want food or anything, and I'll be right there."
Okay.
Cool. You guys sit down. Or what table do you want to sit at? The one with 3 spots available or 2? Do you want me to describe all the people there?
Just whoever's looking the friendliest. And potentially a game happening, whether it's cards or dice.
One has a game going on. It's a group of what looks like Town's Guard and a couple ladies with them.
Game table for sure.
Okay, you guys go sit down. That's the one that's got 3 spots at it. You go sit down. There's sitting there. There's 3 Town's Guard, and 2 of them have girls with them, and they're just kind of like, "Oh!" Right when you come to sit down, like, "Oh!" They throw their cards down, and one of the ladies just like pulls in all this money. She's like, "You guys always want to play this game. I tell you we shouldn't play this game. I always win this game."
Female Trump.
You tell you want to play this game. I say you shouldn't play this game. I always win this game.
Could we join you guys here?
She looks. Yeah, of course. We're playing. What do you want to play?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We're playing Queen's Gambit. Jump in. You guys know how to play?
Do I know how to play? I don't know if I've played many cards.
Probably not played many cards. So you're not familiar, but you do see Ghibly goes, yeah, I've played. And he kind of starts explaining it to you. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, I'm great at those. Oh, 20.
Wow. You are like, oh, yeah, it's just like the Pebble game or whatever. So like, it's just like, meh. You get it. Cool. Okay. Well, buy-in is 5 gold. You want to play?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So they all put in, they're all kind of like looking at her.
Let me change Ghiblio's 12 gold. Because he's playing too.
Okay. We won't play it through because I don't know how to do it. We'll roll a D100. And we'll see how your game goes over the course of the night and see how much money you lose.
Okay.
Or win.
The house always wins.
58.
58. Okay. Over the course of the game, you end up winning 25 gold pieces.
Whoa.
You and Ghibli combined. I'll say you win 15, he wins 10. As you guys play a few rounds and then they start to get a little annoyed.
Ghibli only has to pay 2 gold.
And over the course of that, you get some food delivered and some drinks delivered. That'll cost you about 6 silver each. So you guys are set for the night. You guys are all set for the night. You're going to a temple.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to the bartender
fun.
first.
Okay. You go talk to Stran. Hi, yes. What can I do for you?
How far am I away from the scraggly guy?
He's sitting at the bar, so you're like right next to him. It's not a very big bar. It's got like 3 seats at it, maybe. There's one on the end, but he's sitting right there.
All right, I probably would have talked to the tiefling.
Okay, so you just kind of catch her. She's walking by at one point. It's still a small room, but yes, dear. Yeah. Do you understand my language?
Yes.
Okay, common. Good. I can switch things up, but I wasn't sure what you spoke.
Oh. Trying to think. Does he know a language that's
Lumen?
Yeah, like.
What languages does Lumen know?
No, I meant like
38 of them.
Oh,
His-
what her language might be? Is that what you're saying? Roll an intelligence check.
I rolled a 2.
So a 5. You're just like, you don't know what her language is.
I'm gonna try to speak it, but
You can pick one that you know.
it's fine. No.
You can pick one that you know and just starts talking goblin.
I had a question about and I kind of gesture to the guy over there.
To the old man?
Yeah.
Okay. She goes, old Lambert, huh? What about him? Did he do something? Did he pee on your shoes?
No, not that I knew of.
You're not wearing shoes.
I'm not. I was just
Was there a question mark at the end of that? I'm not.
yeah. Kind of curious. Just what's his story?
I've been curious about that for a long time. Doesn't really talk to anybody. But he does talk to... Wait, why? What do you want to know about him? You're just curious?
Curious. I know mending that I could fix his clothes.
Probably better if you could fix his mind.
Poor guy.
She kind of looks you up and down. Yeah, if you see my granddaughter, talk to her. For whatever reason, he'll talk to her. So she knows some stuff. But all I know is you rolled into town years back. Just a cranky old guy. You just don't mess with him. He doesn't deal well with confrontation. And he's very looking over his shoulder all the time, kind of, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who he's running from, but kind of seems that way. Sarah won't tell me anything about him because she says that he doesn't want others to know, but he's told her some stuff, so you can try and talk to her.
Okay.
Yeah. If she's here this evening while you're here, I'll send her your way, all right? What was your name?
Lumen.
All right, Lumen. Good to meet you. She kind of flutters off.
So yeah, I'll just make my way to the temple.
Okay. Which one? Are you going to the one with the sun or are you going to the bottom of the canyon?
I'll go to the one down inside the canyon.
You're going to fly over down the canyon? Okay, cool. So you make your way to the north gate. They see you, briefly talk to the guards. They let you out. They kind of ask like what you're doing. I'm assuming mentioned that you're going to the temple. You see a lot of people are coming into this gate. I mean, a lot is a relative term, right? You've not seen a ton of people through the other gate, but you see like 10 or 15 while you're standing by it, kind of walking from the cliffside over to it. When you mention that you're going to the temple, the guard kind of like, oh, okay, you see where all of them coming from? that way. There's a staircase right there. You're gonna want to. That's your staircase down the canyon. Are your wings exposed and opened?
Yeah.
Oh, then you kind of. Never mind. I
Is it just like straight down?
assume you don't need the stairs. The temple? It's all the way at the bottom, buddy.
I just yeet.
You're like 100 feet away from the cliff. You're not
Okay.
standing. The gates aren't open, and then you're like, oh my goodness, there's the cliff. Like, that would be really bad. There's like 100 foot of.
Walks backwards, not breaking eye contact.
Yeah. So you walk backwards 100 feet, and he's like, yeah, yep. And then you just fall. Oh. Good thing he had wings. I thought you were going to hide the wings or something.
No, that would be good though.
Funny prank.
So you walk back and fall off the side of the canyon, though? Yeah. Okay. You. Just wind going by. I mean, how long until you look over the side of your shoulder to see if you're going to hit the bottom?
Oh, as soon as I after I'm out of sight.
Yeah, you look down. It is so deep. I mean, quick calculations, disadvantage, roll an intelligence check.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, a quick calculation, thousands of feet. That's your best guess. But you're coming up to the bottom quick, and so you just open up your wings and start to soar. You get a beautiful glimpse of these canyons. You see directly below you in this like widest open portion of this canyon, it is huge. Like on either side of you, just stretches for miles. You see a river like tearing through the base of it. It is not a massively wide river. It seems like at this point it's kind of small, but it's moving quickly. And then directly beneath you, you do see just like all of these holes in the ground. It's kind of strange. It looks like surrounding the river at various points as if giant meteors had crashed into the ground here, but only within the canyon, but there's nothing in those craters. It's very strange. But you fly down, you get a beautiful glimpse of, you've got a decent perception, so you get a beautiful glimpse here and there of like way off in the distance, just before you're too deep into the canyon. Like you see some, like what you think is an outpost, like way out there on top of the canyon, similar to this city, but like way in the distance, north of you. And then you just fly down to the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Flying down to the bottom. As you reach the bottom, you're kind of like following where the stairs go. And the stairs all the way down this, I mean, it's thousands of feet. And there's just these stairs that kind of go off for a while, then curve down the other way, then off the other way, kind of making a turnaround. They're all carved into the side of this canyon. And occasionally you see a person just walking up them. It would take a very long time.
That's crazy. Your flight
Walk up.
is going to still be like 15 minutes.
It'll still be a long flight. I mean, yeah, if you can climb dashing 120 feet straight up every 6 seconds, then yeah, it'd take a while.
Math.
Before you reach the bottom, you do already see carved into the side of the base of this canyon is just these, what looks like pillars that like reach probably 60, 70 feet up that are like carved into it. And like, it's as if they're holding up, you know, like the top of a temple building, kind of like those Greek style pillars. But they're holding up the whole canyon essentially, right? Because they've been carved out of the base of it. And there's just this large cavern deep into it. But you don't see anything else other than just pillars, like 2 by 2. They go back for a really long time.
No lights or anything?
Just flickering lanterns kind of deep within the cavern there.
Make my way in.
Okay. Yeah, you can soar through because it's like 80 feet tall. As you soar through, eventually deep within, it probably goes back like 150 feet. You see these large stone doors that are opened. Past those stone doors, you see a massive round room that has been carved out of all of this rock. It is kind of like, it is not domed, but it is just this big circular room, and it seems perfectly circular. So being the mother of dwarves, from what you know, most dwarves, like they pride themselves with their stonework. This is your best guess, especially you're a pretty intelligent guy. You're like, I bet that this place brags about being like perfectly circular, right? Like just this perfect circle is what it looks like. And it's strange and eerie to look around. And then you kind of flutter down and stand on the stone, and it is perfectly smooth. So smooth that you never realized like how smooth could be. And it's kind of racking your brain, how nice and even soft that this stone feels. It is kept in very good condition. But all throughout this round room is just this massive round room. You occasionally see a person kind of walking here and there, just a silhouette of a person. In the very center of it, there's this round carved out of the stone. It's the equivalent of like a city square, but a round version. But there's no buildings anywhere, right? But right there's this massive light that is kind of beaming down from the top of this big cavern that pours or shoots straight down onto that, kind of like a spotlight onto this round carved circle. You look up and you just see where that light is coming from. There is just a hole that goes for a long time, way up. And some light is pouring down out of it. Not sunlight, some light. It may be sunlight, but from that, occasionally a person walks into that light and kind of stands there, and there's a few people look like they may be praying together at that center portion. But then occasionally, littered throughout this round room, you see other like corridors that go off in different directions. What do you want to do?
Find someone that works here.
Yeah, you flutter over to one of those people that's kind of alone walking around, and you do see a dwarven man, an old dwarven man, long hair that just kind of hangs as low as a beard might, like a dwarven beard, and then his beard is just really low, almost touching the ground. And he looks up at you, all of it kind of tied together. His hands are crossed in front of his body, kind of holding his wrist. He just nods to you. What do you ask him?
Do you have a room I got to stay in?
Haven't had somebody ask something like that in a long time. Are you of the temple?
I'm a follower of all.
Of all what? Who?
I don't know. That is my journey. I take out my clay and then try to focus on Eula, right? Yeah, Eula.
Okay. Roll a religion check.
9 plus 12.
21. Yeah, you create what looks like an intricate mountain, and at the base of it, this like corridor, that goes into it with the clay. And he kind of, it's a good representation of her holy symbol in some ways. But I saw you craft it with that clay, and you are a follower of Eula or of all. So you're just kind of shopping around, eh?
I'm
Do you find one that sticks?
Studying. And I bring back all this
So you're one of those schooled, learned theologians.
Yeah. I take out my credentials.
Okay. Allow me to answer my question for you. You are not one of the temple. Your life would be devoted to Eula if you were. It sounds as though you're a scholar of the many divinities that people follow all over Valhamgard, which some may find interesting. I find frustrating. But you seem as though you're a traveler, and you need a place to stay. And the Stone Mother would have me be kind to you, and so if you need a place to stay, you have one. How long will you be here?
About a week.
Okay.
I can do some stonework too.
Well, I was going to say, if you are going to be staying here with us, there will be some tasks for you to do. It is of the Stone Mother that you earn your keep. So, there will be tasks around here that we can use some things done, and especially with somebody of your flight capabilities, that's not something that's pretty typical around here. But yes, you'll have a room. Very good. What is your name?
Lumen.
Say it again.
Lumen.
Lumen. Okay. Very cool.
What?
Very cool.
I was wondering if I could study anywhere.
We have a hall of records and texts, but typically the clerics of the Stone Mother are the ones who are allowed to pour through those.
Well, if someone could show me, if I wanted to share the knowledge of this temple and bring it back to my people.
Roll a persuasion check.
12.
I could get you some historical tablets that go over Eula's involvement in things like the world's inception and the Dwarven creation and some of that. If you'd like, I can bring it to your room. You'll be staying in the room next to me, so I can have that done. If you like, general knowledge about our mother and the good things she has done. Does that seem suitable?
That's amazing.
Very good. I will show you to your room, and then I will be bringing you a tablet of tasks to have done by the end of the week, if that is fair.
Sounds good to me.
Good. He shows you to a room. It's down. I mean, it's a long walk, and you're. It's like a video game when there's a guy that just slow enough pace, but you got to follow him for the quest, and you're flying and then waiting and flying a little around, and he's just shuffling through this huge room until he gets to a hallway. It's this long hallway, occasionally passing rooms here and there.
Is it the same stonework too?
Oh, yeah. And then eventually you get, after about an hour of him walking you somewhere, to this room, and he goes, so this is my room. I'll be here if you need anything. And that room down there, and you see about 80 feet down on the right, there's another little doorway. He goes, that'll be your room. And I'll have some materials brought to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You go to your room. There's no door. It's just an open doorway of stone. You walk in, and inside you see in the corner what looks like a cot, and sitting on it is just a folded up blanket. It's very dusty. It's been sitting there for a long time. The cot is made of stone, but it's that same stone that's like weirdly soft. It's not plushy at all, right? So it's still hard, but it's weirdly soft to the touch, kind of velvety feeling. In the corner, you see there's a mirror on the wall. There's a little box, like a chest, like that you could put stuff in, and that's it.
Okay. Could I take my time to, while I'm alone here, to identify that thing I found?
Sure, yes. When you were using Detect Magic, you found what looks like the shape of like a stone. A stone, I believe it was about the size of like a golf ball or something. Mm-hmm. But you could only detect it because it was totally invisible. And it never became visible. And it was emanating transmutation magic. But as you're doing that, is there anything anybody else wants to do, or do we want to just real quick wait for Mike to read and then tell us?
I was going to go find a stable.
Oh, yeah, we need to find a stable for the horses and cart.
I will just say pretty easily, you guys find a stable. Doesn't matter what the guy's name is, and he charges you for a week. It would charge you about 15 gold.
So everyone needs to give 2 gold. I'll add that to Ghibly's list.
That's cool.
Mike, can you go ahead and describe that? Yeah, it's invisible.
Mike, are you going to read it to everybody even though they're not there? That's fine if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's exciting.
Sigil Stone of Weightedness. Spend a long rest attuning the stone to a melee weapon of your choice, giving it these properties. +1/+1. Arcane sigils of power are magically engraved along the weapon's edges. When you crit, roll an additional die of damage. What type of die depends on the weapon's weight? Light, D4. Medium, D6. Heavy, D12.
A medium weight is just anything that's not light or heavy.
So it makes every weapon a +1/+1, and then
An additional damage die.
But not equal to the damage die it already rolled. So like,
no, yeah.
But like a great sword would gain a D12
A great sword.
we'll get an extra D12.
and a +1/+1.
And I forgot to put the flavor text on there. I'll try and remind you if it ever does it. But essentially, those runes like go along the edge because when you're swinging and you crit, they flare up in the edge that is on the closest side to the enemy, like you're swinging towards. At your maximum swing speed, it increases in weight, so it like hits harder. So like you're swinging a great sword, and all of a sudden it just gets heavier and carves in.
That's cool.
So that's what you learn. Everybody goes to sleep. I'm assuming nothing for the rest of the night.
Slumber.
All right, let's do a week of downtime.
Gets rid of a survivability fail, correct?
Gets rid of a couple.
A full week of rest in a headquarters or base restores 1 hit die plus your con or wisdom modifier, minimum of 1 to your survivability score.
So would this count as that?
Yeah, or a tavern. Like, yeah, you have to, that's like a home base. So if you pay to sleep, it's like you're just sleeping on the street, wouldn't happen.
I don't remember when I got them, but I got them.
How many do you have?
2.
Okay. Probably just in travel.
Because I know you went down during the mansion fight.
That was Venora.
Yeah, no. Both of you went down.
Yeah.
Are you better yet?
No, I need
That's
this.
why we're doing this.
I just finally was able to
How are-
walk straight, like last week.
How many do you have left?
like 4.
Hey, you can do it though. You can do it in a
I
good
know,
roll.
I know.
What's a bard hit die? 8? 6?
It's a D8. What's your wisdom?
Wisdom is 3.
Oh, yeah. So minimum will take care of it. You'll be fine. So you don't even have to roll.
So I just have to make sure I don't do anything.
So you guys spend the night in your respective places. It goes well, blah, 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 blah. This week, as briefly as possible, tell me what you want to accomplish in the week that you guys spend here. It's a week of downtime. You can go, research stuff in the local temple if you want, or you can spend some time working. So if there's like a job you want to take up, like I'm assuming Titus, like he wants to go work for that blacksmith, and we can talk about that real quick, and I can tell you how much money you make if you get the job. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is for the week, let me know, and then we'll try and just roll through it. Holik, you haven't done anything today.
No.
What do you want to do for a week?
I'm just gonna kind of explore some of the chasms and ravines and stuff around the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like go down into the canyon?
Yeah, just go like
Whoa. Okay.
riding Vith and then walking and him like
Would you
flying around.
mention that that's what you're doing to the guards as you walk out?
Yeah.
Okay. They would tell you like, okay, you can only go so far.
Okay.
Most of it is pretty dangerous. You can go down, but you don't want to go about more than a quarter mile away from the Eula temple.
Okay.
So the major forks that go north, I wouldn't go that way. I mean, that's where you start getting into more no man's land, risking it. I mean, I guess I can't stop you, but you go into the area where the Taproisians are, or maybe
Start a war.
Start a war?
So you're just going to go explore every day, go out and explore the canyons
I'm just gonna do a little bit of exploration, yeah.
just for the day or for the whole week though?
I have no idea what to do for the rest of the week in this town, So I'm just gonna be exploring during the day and then hanging out in taverns with other people.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1 survival check and 1 perception check.
Do I gain advantage because of it?
Yeah.
Survival a 10. And then perception, this is dumb. 16.
Ew.
Well,
We see Holik no more this week.
yeah, he dies. Well, Holik, you go down into the canyon. You spend the first couple days kind of venturing, like just following the river. Would you follow that guy's guidance or would you push it?
I'm gonna roll a wisdom check.
Levi or Holik?
Levi. I guess I probably wouldn't push it. No.
Okay. So the first couple days, you just kind of go to where you see around the corner this long corridor along the canyon that goes north for a long way. You don't go that way, but you see like way in the distance, just where like the river is coming down towards you, and you can just see like what looks at the very, very end of it, maybe ships. Like 1 or 2 what look like small little sailboats.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, occasionally you hear just or feel some like rumbling underneath the ground where you're at, but nothing ever pops out at you. Here and there, there's like some birds that fly way down into the canyon and go to some of their nests. The third day you go down there, the water is higher than it has been in the river. A little bit, like a foot or 2. It's a decent amount. Oh, but you would see, and so would you would have seen this as well, Lumen. On the northeastern part of town, or the equivalent of it, outside along the cliff face, there is a collection of large, jagged stone pillars. They're kind of just off out into the cliff. One of the closest one to the cliffside is out about 50 feet, and then there's the other ones. It's kind of like if these big, jagged teeth were kind of coming out and shooting up out of the side of the cliffside, and these are what you're assuming are the spires. Some of them are pretty sharp and come to a point. Some of them are flattened off on the top, but there's a collection of 20 or 30 of these of various sizes in just this little section. It's pretty eerie and creepy looking. And you see on 2 of them, 2 of the closest ones, those ones being about 50, 60 feet or so from the edge, there are these long wooden just slab style like bridges. They're just kind of laid out so you could walk out to them. And many of them are pretty close to each other. There's one that's about 5 foot from another one. Another one's kind of right next up to the other one, like kind of occasionally they touch at different places. Some of them are 15, 20 feet from one another. But these are the jagged spires that are used for the trial of spires that you would have seen. And they're, like few hundred feet north of that gate, or excuse me, east of that gate, technically. You have to walk along the cliffside to get to them, is where the first of them start.
I might climb up and like spend time in one of them.
In the spire?
Yeah, I've got a climbing speed.
Oh, okay. To get to it, you would have to like hang off the side of the cliff and climb down the cliff to go over and then up it, because they're coming out of the side of like the middle of the cliffside and then growing up. So you would have to like free climb down the cliff over and then climb up it if you want to climb up it like that, or you can just walk along that little plank bridge over to one and then try and jump from one to the other.
I'll get some climbing in and then
Just like free climb down the side of the chasm. Okay, it's a long way down to get to the base of them so that you can climb over and then back up it. It's going to take you... Oh, you have a climb speed equal to what?
my walking speed, so 35 feet.
Okay. It'd probably take you about an hour then to climb down. You go down a few hundred feet and then you kind of like carefully transition over. The climb up the spire is pretty difficult. They seem to be of a different makeup than the rest of the stone. The rest of the stone that you climb down on the side of the cliff is like very rocky with a lot of handholds and crags and stuff like that. This looks like sediment almost, kind of like set on like layer after layer. So it's a hard climb, but it's not impossible, but I'm going to have you roll.
Okay.
Roll an athletics check.
9.
You don't fall, but it's a lot of effort. Back up takes you about a couple hours.
Okay.
To get to the top. And you decide to go to one of the spires that like didn't have the bridge to it.
Yeah.
Like, why waste your time? And it's one of the taller ones. It's pretty tall. It's about 15 feet taller than the one that had the bridge to it. It's about 20 feet away from that one, but there's another one that's kind of close by that you could jump to if you really wanted to like get back onto the bridge and walk over. But yeah, you stand up there for a while. It's kind of cool. It's beautiful. You get like a bird's eye view of everything, even more so than you do from the cliff a little bit. You want to make a perception check?
Yeah. There we go. 27.
Far to the north, you do see what looks like a tower outpost, stone tower outpost, way off in the distance. It doesn't look like the same makeup of this town at all. It seems different. It's just these looming towers, 3 of them, that are all kind of joined by walls. It's a strange looking thing. And then occasionally you see what looks like maybe a person or some animal or something kind of walking way out there atop some of the canyons, but they're very far away. It's hard to tell. And then way off in the north, like past all of these canyons, you see a huge mountain range that just stretches as far as you can see off into the north. And way, way, way in the distance, because it's a very clear day, you can just see the snow-topped peaks of these mountains. And like lots of them are just caked in snow. So Taparasia, from what you're aware of, like it's not super warm there. That's about it. I mean, you see way off into the distance towards the coastline, but you can't see the water, of course. Straight ahead of you, like northwest, is that long mountain range. And then over to the northeast, it looks like there's another mountain range going the other direction.
Very cool. If during one of the days there was an animal that got close, then I would try to speak to it to see if there was any Taparasian movements, like groups of people moving down from the north.
Yeah. At one point, there's this little like crustacean guy. He's like a crab, but his shell looks like a rock. And all of his little like skitters are beneath it. No pincers or anything coming out. Just little skittering legs underneath. Just looks like a rock. And you like walk up to him. You talk to him?
Yeah.
And you ask him, have you seen any Taparasians?
Or any big groups of people from that direction.
Big groups of people from the north. I've seen them sometimes.
He just sounds like he's got marbles in his mouth.
Yeah. All right.
27 suns ago.
Wow.
27 days ago. Dang.
Holy cow, he has a good memory.
These guys have good memories, apparently.
Very cool guy.
Yeah, well, they're ancient eldritch beings, Byron. I just decided they're called... Well, you wouldn't know. They're so old. You wouldn't know it. Even I don't know. They're so old.
I'm going to pull out a spring of mistletoe, say a couple words, and then pick some...
I'm not gonna kiss you.
Pick some good berries off of it, and I'll give him a couple to eat.
Oh, wow. So you don't see a mouth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in like front of it.
You see like these rocky openings with just dark black marbles in them. They were you think moving it on occasion. You put the good berries on the ground and then you just over them and you just hear like, and then he skitters away and the good berries are just gone.
That's cool. All right.
Okay. You leave him alone. He starts to just skitter away and then
I'll just
up
leave
the
him
wall.
alone.
And he's crawling at this weird. He's not going straight. He like always is crawling diagonally.
Every day, though, I do want to be back and have conversations. We don't need to roleplay them.
With that guy?
No, with
talk to him every
Lucky
day.
and what's his name? Bandito. What did we call the
Bandito?
The bandit horse.
Oh, I forgot you guys had another horse now.
I forgot about him.
What did we call him?
The recording remembers. Levi, cut it in right here.
Bandit. It was like Bandit or something.
Yeah, it was
it's probably Bandit.
Yeah.
But I was gonna have conversations, build that relationship deeper with both of them, feed them good berries and the random things.
So you find that Bandit is like kind of is building relation. He's just kind of like, I barely trust you, like by the end of the week. But
Yeah.
But Lucky is capable of like full on conversation. It's pretty crazy. Whatever happened when he got shocked by that lightning, just like
Awaken
it
something.
fused the right brain cells together, and now he's like, I understand things.
Hey, do we have anybody that can cast anything lightning related? So we can do that to the horse and then revive him?
Or do it again to Lucky.
Or do it again to Lucky?
Then he'll be smarter than you.
He just becomes a wizard.
I can do Thundering Smite.
Bash him in the head. It awakens something, but not intelligence. Stevis, what do you want to do for the week?
Well, once all those things are printed, I will be handing those out. But I'm going to be doing some light preaching every day, looking for more people to heal. And if I have to, because it's beyond my capabilities and it requires lesser restoration, I will take it upon myself and then go beg Venora to help me. Venora, I'm blind.
You do come across an older man who is deaf.
Okay.
And some people bring him to you, and he's kind of looking at you, and he's just kind of speaking as best he can, like, I was told you could heal me, or something like that.
Yeah.
And but go ahead and make a charisma check for the week.
Oh, can I have spent one of the days hanging out with Cephas and like learning from what he's talking about and like casting thaumaturgy when he needs it?
Sure.
Just to like,
On that day?
just on one of the days.
Yeah. We'll say, I mean, probably that first day he goes out, maybe to get some attention more, but I'll let you roll with advantage, Matt.
You know,
Wow.
kind of curious
From
about
2 to
stuff.
17. I appreciate you saying that.
And I assume that Cheese was going with you too, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, you make a significant impact, and that guy that you told like where to go to a temple, he kind of finds you on that third day that you're doing this, and he just kind of starts following you around too, hoping that he can glean more information. And at the one point, he does look at you and go, you know, you're like kind of making a difference here. Do you think maybe we should like? Is there like a structure within this? There's someone that we need to go to if we wanted to start a church here in town, or a temple?
So that's the other thing, is I want to work on building or getting some sort of temple set up for them. And if I find somebody there who I think, especially on the early days, that I think could kind of follow me around and learn, and so that I could empower. Mm-hmm. And then I could consistently tell him, you know, we can exchange letters back and forth if he needs any, if he needs any help, you know?
You find a man named Timothy.
Do I? Oh, very good.
No. No, you've already got your Titus.
Okay. If there is somebody, but that I do want to do that, yeah. Because obviously I will give them my brochure, but it's not as robust as I would want it to be.
No, I mean, so where you got a lot of your training, there are way more scriptures and scrolls about just the historical impact Ilmater has had in the world, and essentially the holy conquests that have been done in his name, but not in a legitimate conquest fashion, right? But in this like going through and like healing nations, stuff like that, and then legitimate words from Ilmater that supposedly he used former disciples to write down at various points in time. Some of that, like, and you could probably share those things, but that's way more extensive than the pamphlets. And so that one guy, he follows you a lot, and he's just soaking it all in like a sponge. That guy that had asked about where he could go for more.
Okay. Would Fort Trinity have those scriptures?
Yes, they should.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if they don't, then they're really a failure of a temple. At some point, that guy asks you, so when you're gone, what do we do? Like, who's going to preach to us? I know that we can take trips to Fort Trinity and to receive more teaching, but then all of the members here who are now believers in El Mater are going to have to travel periodically to and from Fort Trinity to hear more, or?
Well, more need to hear, which means more need to preach. You will preach.
I don't know any of it.
You don't know any of it yet. I will pay for your travels to go and get scripture in Fort Trinity, and you will preach. Il Mater will enable you.
Why do you think I'm the one that's supposed to?
The best leaders are also the best followers. And you follow me because I follow Il Mater. Now you must follow Il Mater, and others will follow you. How much does it cost, do you think, a trip to Fort Trinity?
To pay somebody, with a wagon or whatever to take him. He goes, I would take my wife with me.
Probably like 10 silver, or?
It would probably be like 15 gold. Should get you a ride for two people, like to get on be a part of a caravan or whatever, and to be toted on over to Fort Trinity. And then there's no charge that would be, attributed to him learning at the temple, but you would probably want to write him a letter of recommendation with some way of showcasing who you are and that you have some authority and kind of sponsoring his training for this.
Is that 15 one way or 15 round trip?
That would be 15 one way. I guess if you're going to prepay him so that they can get back later, then it would be 30 gold. But he goes, I can make sure we get back. I could probably pick up some work while I'm there in Fort Trinity too. I'm a fairly skilled, my wife is a fairly skilled weaver, and I have some skills with stonework.
I will write you a letter, and the church might help you as well.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Take this, and I'll give him 30 gold.
Oh my goodness, this will give us some money to use to take care of ourselves while we're there too. I mean, I just assume, like, will the church offer us room and food? Okay.
I shook my head, yes.
This is exciting. I think my wife is going to be excited. There's a lot of stoneworkers around here, and so work has kind of been difficult lately, and not a lot of stuff to weave out here too for my wife. So,
but do not let the work there prevent you from the greater work here.
I won't. I think this makes, it's kind of like we just didn't have stuff that was working here, but this, I guess he's provided something, and it'll be interesting. Okay, I will learn, and I will come back and I will send you letters. Where will I be sending them? I guess you'll have to send me a letter because you'll know where I am, and you can tell me where to send one in response. Because I want to keep you updated on my learning. Do you want to know his name?
Yeah.
His name is Karn.
Karn. What's his last name? Destroyer.
His last name will be Smith. Karn Smith.
Karn, I give you a new name. Petra.
Petra Smith. A stonesmith. Yes, that's what I was. You give me a new name to put me more in line with what he was before he made him a preacher. So it's more confusing. People are like, oh yes, like what Jesus did to associate them in this new way. But no, I'm more associated with my past self. It'll always remind me where I came from. And always confuse me about where I'm going.
No, but I do. I give him 30. I write him a letter, and I will explain that Sunwall is in dire need of a church. And I send to them a faithful follower who wants to learn so that he may preach to those in need.
Are there others that you have met with on the road between here and Trinity that I could pick up on my way? Is it me that will go and bring it back and then teach others, or should I bring more with me?
If there are more that want to go, let us find them.
Yes. Okay. And then you guys can spend the rest of the week trying to find those people. I would say you do find another couple that is willing to go. And it's a friend of his. It was the first person he told about everything that he saw. And this guy, he had taken you the day before to go and meet with them because he wanted to like, this is the guy I was telling you about, and like, do your thing, tell him the stuff, you know. He convinces them like this is something they should all go do together. They've been talking for years, like, do they stay in Sunwall? Just feels like they don't have a future here. They need something. And so he's like, I feel like we should do this together. They all decide they're going to go to Trinity together and receive this training together. So, cool.
Do I need to give more gold for that?
Nah.
Okay.
They decide, like, you've done enough. You don't have to give us more gold. Between us, this gives us enough gold for all four of us to get there. We'll figure it out for the way back. And then Ilmater will provide.
Well, I pray for them.
Okay. Well, I'll get you the other three names later. So your character will be praying for them. Titus, what are you doing for the week? The smithing?
Smithing, and then I also want to keep an eye out for that guy who was rude to me.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The guy that calls you Freak Show?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception or investigation check for the week.
16.
16. Okay. Also make a persuasion check. This will be for your conversation with the smith to get some work. And I'll give you advantage because I'm assuming you're going to show him something that he's never seen before, which is a child making a sword.
14.
He does give you work, and he offers you, he's like, I could use an assistant. With that, he'll pay you 3 gold for the week while you work with him. But you'll get some training, but really you're doing everything about as well as he's doing through your magical means that make no sense to him.
Sounds good.
Okay. But about 6 days in, on your way to work in the morning, you see that guy. That guy is walking in to the inn that you guys are staying in. He's not with that buddy of his, but he's like, as you're walking out the door, you know, just like your cheery little kid self, you walk outside and you see that guy is about 4 feet ahead of you, and he kind of, and he like looks at you very confused and tries to like walk towards the door.
He's not rude?
He just kind of like looks at you like confused and furrow-browed, but doesn't really get near to you, just kind of waits for you to move.
I let him pass.
He just grabs the door.
I'll wait for him to have a night of drinking. I'm gonna sit out waiting with my sling.
Like your slingshot? Mm-hmm. Okay. So
I'm gonna sit and wait, and I want to hide.
You come back from work and you kind of peek inside and you see him at the bar, just yelling and you know, totally.
Do people seem annoyed with him, or does he seem liked?
Make an insight check. Titus is hoping, like, does he look like he has friends and family? Will anyone miss him if he's gone?
13.
13. Like the guy next to him is kind of drinking with him, and they're like laughing together. But there's some other people that every time he gets real loud, like look over their shoulders, just kind of glare at him and look away. But they're not saying anything. So it does seem like some people are annoyed with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you wait in a bush.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's no bushes nearby, but I will say you wait behind like another house nearby. Roll a stealth check.
Good. 22.
22? Yeah, very hidden. Well into the night. I mean, you're there for hours. Because it was like, the sun was setting around then, but he's out late. Well into the night. You know, you see him, he's got like, just his clothes are in kind of disrepair, all shaggy and like falling apart a little bit, and he's got stuff spilled on him and looks around. He like walks over to the corner of the building that you're standing behind, and you hear him start peeing on the ground. Just, you see him look around.
I want to shoot a rock at his head with the sling.
Oh my goodness. Okay, make an attack roll.
He's rude.
So I'm gonna kill him.
No, not kill him. 16.
Definitely hits. Just beam him right in the head. So I think the damage on that's what, a D4 or D6?
D4. 3.
3 damage, right in his head. We'll say he's got 6 hit points normally, because he can spend all day and most of the night drinking and not be on the ground. So his constitution's not terrible.
Cool. I'll do it again.
Yeah. So you crack and he, right then you shoot another one at him.
Yeah, 21. 5.
Okay, you're gonna kill him. Do you want to just knock him out?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a civilian. So the first thing he goes, he falls to the ground. You're like, he might be dead.
And then I just walk away.
No, Titus thinks like he could be dead.
Oh, Titus thinks that?
Yes.
Okay, can I go do a medicine check?
Yes. Roll medicine. I say that and you go, I walk away. I know he might be dead.
Job's done.
Job's done.
14.
14. You're like, I've seen others do this. And you like poke your fingers into his neck and you just feel like, thump, thump. He's barely, like, he's alive. But if something kills him, it'll be the alcohol poisoning. You're fine.
I like roll him onto like his side and tuck his knees up.
Nice. Good.
And then I walk away.
Okay.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude to an
Okay. So he's just in the
unconscious
fetal position. Someone's going to find him drooling all over himself. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. In his own urine.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
That was I chose to shoot that.
Yeah. Oh, he's peeing? Got him. Ping. Wait. Let's let him finish. Now got him. Ping. All right. Sweet.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. Eventful week. Most interesting week so far, in my opinion. I mean, because it's like the most mundane thing. I work for 3 gold for the whole week, and then you knock out a drunk in his own pee.
Don't be rude, you know?
Yeah.
Don't be rude.
Don't call me a freak. Or you're definitely convinced he was talking to Ghibly. Though, so don't call Ghibly.
Yeah, I'm defending Ghibli's honor.
All right, Venora, for the week. I mean, I'm assuming you're doing a lot of resting.
Lots and lots of resting. I'm going to just send to my mom and dad every day, just asking where they are, how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. All that jazz.
Yeah. They just talk about their time in Yelhennen recently, the capital city of Marenthal, and how beautiful it was. They were in the Third Crescent district for most of it. They talk about traveling to and from the Withered Peaks, and they saw how crazy it was there. And the new elven, you know, the in the last few decades, there's been a new elven kingdom established there, and they were granted passage within per their traveler's writ, and they got to play a couple shows in a couple small elven villages, and they said it was beautiful. You know, it's so cool to see, blah, blah, blah. And they ask you about your brother, because you seemed pretty flustered last time, if you talked to him or not. And
I think I had told him that I talked to them before, but I just tell him that I haven't heard anything new, but he was fine. He's just traveling around, clearing his head.
All right. Yeah, nothing too eventful. Do you do anything else with your week?
I would have asked if Chester wanted to play maybe at nights.
He's been teaching a guy during the day.
Oh, yeah.
And so then he asks, like, yeah, you want to play a show with us? The 3 of us? Okay, yeah. So you guys play a few shows, and over the course of the week, it gets better for all of you. I mean, this guy's learning, so he's getting better. But, you know, you're all learning to play together. And then by the end of the week, you guys play some shows in the evening, and people really enjoy it.
Fun. I would have asked if the Desert Queen would want us to even play, like,
They totally take you up on the offer. Yeah.
And even Chester didn't want to. Like, I can't imagine him not really, but I would have done.
He would have so much fun.
Yeah. We just hop around. We like bar hop all night.
Yeah. Just playing music. Okay, cool. But yeah, at the end of the week, you can go and roll your... Well, I guess it doesn't matter because his minimum is fine. So you are back to normal. And same for you, I assume. Your minimum would probably be 2, so go for it. Lumen, what's your week look like? I'm guessing most interesting so far.
I should be checking the tablet thing.
So the tablet they bring you, it's a stone tablet, freshly carved with a set of tasks on it for you. Seems primarily that they communicate with stone tablets here. A little archaic. They don't use paper. On it, a set of tasks. One of them is to polish the center room floor.
Okay.
Through whatever means necessary. Polish the floor. It's a huge cavern. It's a huge room, that huge circular room. Like football field big around.
Jeez.
I'm kidding. They don't ask you to do that.
Okay.
Like there's more than just that.
That would be terrible. No, that was number 1 on the list. No, they do ask you though to dust all the empty rooms. So they have a bunch of rooms and not a lot of people that stay in them, like they gave for you. And so you do that, and then they actually have you reorganize some of the text tablets that they have of some of their histories. It's the room that they're allowing you in to study if you want to study. This room is pretty disorganized. They ask you to organize it all in order and categorize them in specific ways.
You get to use the Lumen Decibel system.
Decibel system.
Yes.
Yes. They're very impressed. And then other than that, it's just kind of like reaching some of the lights that they haven't been able to relight, some of the lanterns that are too high for them, and Like after that, it was you would come back to your room that night, and the stone tablet would all of a sudden like have another one on it that's like find Martha's cat. You know.
Awesome.
But yeah, you have fun. You get to know the people really well. It's a lot of older people here, very few young people, quite a few dwarves, and some humans, and that's about it. Like not any elves or anybody else really. It's just some humans that were probably holding the fort down kind of until these dwarves showed up again 75 years ago. And now a lot of dwarves, way more dwarves than humans. And this is like the largest gathering of dwarves you've ever seen in one place, for sure. So there's probably a good 60 or 70 of them that live within this temple and keep it.
And Ghibly's, he's a dwarf, right?
Yep.
And Clonus.
And Clonus.
I mentioned to him they should.
You mentioned to Ghibly and Clonus they should go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when coming back and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
after
maybe you
the
know
fight-
them.
I mean, because there's not a lot. You might.
I mean, that would strike you, Clonus, like 60 or 70 dwarves all living together, like, and that they're the majority in an area is kind of crazy because you guys were so scattered after the return.
How old are you?
That's a rude thing to ask.
You told us.
I don't think it's ever come up.
What?
How old do you look?
How have I never asked you
Older
this?
than you.
Everyone looks older than me.
Yeah. I think it was described that you looked like a young dwarf. That you don't look old. But I don't think you ever. I mean, I would say that like you can look at him and see, he looks like a young dwarf.
Benora would definitely. Wait, are you talking to him about the dwarves?
I was going to like
everybody's-
after.
I mean, yeah. You, at some point during the week, you go talk to him about the dwarves. So you're saying, yeah.
And are we around? Or are you just talking to him privately?
We're all around. Yeah.
We're all around. We're having dinner. How old are you? How have I never asked this? I never even thought.
18.
Because I know. Because we know how Ghibly is, right? He's told us.
Every time Titus overhears someone say how old are you, he's just assuming they're talking to him. He's like 18. Oh,
I have to practice.
Has Ghibly told how old he is?
Ghibly's told us, right?
how old he is?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Ghibly looks younger than Clonus.
Yeah, yeah, and he talked about growing up with like his dad and
With
wherever.
humans.
Yeah. So I always assumed you guys were around the same age. I knew he was young.
During your week, do you give anyone the invisible rock?
Do you?
Does Lumen tell the other characters what it does?
I would tell the heavy weapon people.
So that's Titus and Cephas. You've been told about this enhancement stone.
I also asked Ghibly too if he wants to use it maybe for his fight, or is that unfair?
You can unattune it from a weapon?
It does not say you can unattune it. It just says you can attune it, but there was no mention in the enchantment that he's aware of that said you could unattune
It
it.
just adds to a weapon.
Yeah.
It just adds properties to a weapon.
I will never use a weapon but this one. It is my father's sword.
Pretty good argument.
Very good argument.
Man, I was so excited to have this. I'm like,
You know what? He convinced me.
Okay, so you handing it over?
Yeah. After we talk more about religion stuff.
Okay.
Holding this ransom.
We can go forever.
So at some point, Matt, you do get given this item. You can pass that thing down if you want. It takes a long rest of attuning to it. So during a long rest, you just kind of hold them near each other and you spend time like meditating on this and you develop a connection with both items. You have a connection, obviously, with the sword, but not necessarily a legitimate magical one. But you do eventually feel this magical tug on you from the stone. It's invisible, this stone, but you see a bunch of these orange runes and sigils start to appear along this invisible surface, and then they kind of disperse out and adhere to the edges of your greatsword. And then you watch them burn these engravings into the edges of your greatsword. So it does have these permanent marks now along the edges of it. And there's just these arcane runes that you're not familiar with, but they look magic-y. And then it has those properties. So just remember now that your father's sword can do those things.
Do I get to watch that?
I don't know where he is when he does it.
it's 8 hours of him sitting there going, come on.
This isn't gonna work. Oh,
He's just clicking them together.
Wait for it.
Come on.
yeah.
And then one of the times it just
I feel something. Wait for it. But like, I started saying that like 15 minutes into it.
You say it every 6 minutes.
Wait.
A little bit more.
That's a lot.
It starts out with the whole party like watching, and then slowly one or two start walking away as like the time lapse goes. But the entire time, Lumen's just sitting there.
Wait. Wait for it.
And Lumen's the entire time like, this is it.
It never gets old. This is gonna happen every time.
Eyes wide because he can't.
When it finally goes, I'm like, guys, it happened. Lumen.
Okay, sounds good, Lumen. Yeah, you do that. You do all those chores. Is there anything specific during the week that you wanted to make sure you got done?
Just studying.
I'm sorry, Venora. What were you saying?
I didn't get an answer from Byron.
You did not get any answers.
Maybe I don't want to tell you.
I want to know though. I want to know.
Clonus is 51.
Insight.
Are you speaking in third person?
22.
I'll let Byron tell you a yes, no, maybe so situation on that.
I think he's telling the truth.
Where did you grow up?
I'm from the kingdom of Ishana.
Oh, you do tell? Where's Ishana?
It's over to the east.
Ishana.
They're called the Free Cities of Ishana. It's like all those
from
kingdoms.
here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Rikera. The kingdom that's got no federal government, basically. It's like all states. And then there's a bunch of no man's land.
Yeah! No federal government. All states.
And a bunch of no man's land.
And a bunch of no
Well, the no man's land is like
the Wild West.
The closer you get to one of those city states, the more like it's more theirs, but they have to defend it. So people just kind of live out there. It's the wild east.
The Wild East.
Wild
It's probably conceptually my favorite of all the kingdoms. I think it's cool, but it was just it's where I should have done the campaign. Because when it's so cool to be like each of the cities you go to, these big cities, all are totally different in government style. Like one of them's 100% a dictatorship. Like it just is. And they all worship this guy that has a big feathery hat on his head or something crazy. Like, something ridiculous. And then one is fully theocracy. It is like there is one fully theocracy. It's led by this church and that's led by their God. And
we need to go there.
You should.
Ilmater?
No.
We also need to go to Temporaries.
Yeah, we need to go there.
A true crusade.
True crusade.
Just you lot versus a whole city that's run by a big temple.
Well, once we're all 20th level,
Byron, is there anything that you want to do?
What is the equivalent to mailman?
Ida. She does it all.
The lady?
Ida
Well, yeah. She does exclusively obituaries, apparently. No, there's a courier, a town courier, that goes around town, and he does hang out around her a lot, around Ida. But no, he's got like a little hut at the front of the town. When mail comes in, right, like from other couriers that come from other towns, they give it to him, and then he goes and he delivers to people all around. And he also is like the town crier. So like whatever news there is, he goes out into Center Square and he starts yelling.
Okay, I'm gonna go find him.
Yeah, he doesn't yell what the news is. He just starts yelling. What? What is it, crier? Dude, great harvest this year.
No, he doesn't even say anything. He just screams as he runs through the town.
He has to get everyone to come out.
Yeah, and then he just runs out of town.
And then he's like, here's your mail. And great harvest this year.
The Beckerson's boy passed.
Oh, no. Wait. Beckett and Becky Beckerson? It was Beckleton? Oh, no. That's why he's screaming. Ah, what is it? The Beckerson boy is dead. Beckleton Beckerson is dead. The son of Beckett and Becky Beckerson.
You can do that so fast.
I'm so impressed.
It's actually impressive.
I'm happy I brought that one back.
Yeah, throw that in a few times. So you go find the town
So I go find the town crier. Gonna walk up to him and be like, hey, just want to see. I don't know if you've received any mail, but I'm looking for something that may have been delivered here. To Clonus.
I do have mail that you see him rifling around in this box. This is all the mail that I haven't been able to find the people for yet.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to a Clonus. I'm sorry.
Okay, just checking. Do you have any mail for Wilmot?
Wilmot
Drust.
Wilmot Drust? It sounds really familiar. I don't have any here, but I know I had something come in for a Wilmot Drust not that long ago. Why?
He is a
It's a federal crime for you to read other people's mail.
Good thing we're under new government here.
Yeah, a stricter government than they've had in the past.
We are part of the same cloth, and I am looking for where he may have gone. I didn't know if anything came in for him that hasn't been delivered.
Nothing that hasn't been delivered, but I do know I delivered a letter to him about a month ago.
Okay.
To his home.
Do you know where he resides?
I think I remember, but how do I know I can try? Like, you're not looking for the guy to hurt the guy, are you?
I'm going to pull out the letter that I received.
Okay.
And show him that.
I let him read it?
I'm going to fold.
To show him like just a specific line?
Yeah, I'm going to show him halfway down where it says his name.
Where it says like your fellow and ally.
Yep. Right there.
Okay. So you guys are like, oh, that does sound kind of alarming. No, but I saw him about a month ago.
Interesting. Can you take me to his place, please?
Sure. Yeah, I could do that. What was your name?
Clonus.
Okay. All right. Well, I can do that. My name is Dez, by the way.
Thanks, Dez.
Yeah, so he takes you through the town. He does show you to the northern gate area. There's kind of like a lower income looking area, like where a lot of the houses are kind of broken up and it's not very nice. But he takes you to one of those, walks you up and he goes, this is where I delivered that letter, where Mr. Drust came out and I gave him the letter. And yeah, I didn't know you. So it sounds like you're looking for him because you're worried about him.
Yeah.
I mean, if I remember correctly, he didn't look like he was in great shape. His kind of sunken in eyes, kind of looked around, shifty, and really grabbed the letter really quickly, like he was excited, or I don't know. But at the time, I was just kind of like weirdo, you know. But new information kind of makes me feel a little bad that I didn't do anything.
Do you know who the letter came from?
It was just addressed to him. It didn't say where it was from. I'm sorry, but it was a weighty letter. It felt like there was a lot of parchment within.
So we're walking up to the house. I'm guessing. Does he point to the house?
Oh yeah, he gestures to the house, and it looks kind of dilapidated, like most of the ones in the area. But you see what looks like a little crate with some rotted apples and vegetables and things like that in it, just outside the door. It looks like a little linen wrapped up with something in it inside that crate as well. And he kind of goes, this doesn't look like it's been touched for weeks.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm
concerned. Should we go inside?
I look at him and like, what is the federal law in this town about entering a domicile without permission?
You ask him that, he goes, I have no idea.
Perfect. And then I just
There's no breaking in it. You shouldn't break in.
Run in, just hit the door as hard as I can to try to blow it through. Yeah.
You shouldn't break in and enter. Boom. Okay, make a strength check.
There's got to be exceptions for like a welfare check, right?
Yeah.
Natural 20. That is 26.
It's just gonna be a Clonus-shaped hole.
Yeah. You don't knock it down.
I full on like go and I drop shoulder and just hit right on
your pauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah, you crash through the door. I mean, off its hinges, through the bolt that's keeping it closed, it falls down. It doesn't blow open.
And then I guess I like kind of stumble and trip in.
Oh, well, not with a natural 20, dude. You're just like...
Yeah, you're superhero
just
posing.
Superhero walk in.
Yeah, but immediately light cascades into a totally dark room. And as soon as that door hits the ground, dust just kind of kicks up into the air all around you.
I look back at Des and I go, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I don't think anyone's in here. I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, make a quick perception check.
That is a solid 5.
That is rough.
Heavy dust.
You're like, oh, you look around like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Turn back. And it's just like, oh man, like I can't see anything. I think that's the bed over there. There's a window over there, but it must be blocked with something. Like you're just having a hard time making out detail. And then like you squint really hard and then look down at your hands, realize like, this is more than dust because like you smeared it across your face and it's ash because your eyes are all watery. And then you look down and see what you should have seen right away, which the sunlight coming through the door is revealing, is this entirely twisted and contorted remains, charred to the bone of a person. Not just burned to a crisp to the bone, blackened body, but it is contorted in very strange ways. Like it is resting as if like a statue on its left shoulder and then sticking up at a diagonal angle up into the air with then twisted like it was a dried out rag, and then the legs are like shooting off to the side. Basically like if someone was running and then got clotheslined or something and then they flipped over, right, and like smashed into the ground on their shoulder, but then like stayed that way. And it's totally crisp.
Okay.
Des is like, what are you seeing there?
I quickly see it and I go, understood. Turn around to look at Dez. I'm gonna grab the door and pick it up and put the door back, like kind of like it's holding there.
As you do, you pick up the door and you turn to do that. The shadows in the room kind of changing and things are starting to settle, and you see over your shoulder, just behind you, on the opposite wall of the front door, there is just this dark, black, sooty ash all over the wall. The only reason you even notice that it's there, though, is because at the center of it is this almost stenciled outline of a perfectly clean portion of wall that is in the shape of a man, like up above the ground with his arms stretched out like up into the sky and his legs like stretched out, like he's been like in the shape of an X, as if there was like, you put the person in this pose up against it and caked ash, you know, all over the wall. But then the body or the remains on the ground are not at all in that shape. They're in this weird, impossible for it to stay in this shape, right? Contorted mess. And so you pick up the door to turn and it kind of blocks off some of the light, which allows you to kind of notice this. You look up and go to put the door back, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna put the door back and I'm gonna be on the outside and have Dez behind me and just like kind of make it look like it fits perfectly back to normal. I don't think it's ever gonna be perfect, but get it as close as I can.
Okay.
And then look back at Dez and like, we're gonna need help.
What happened?
I need to bring in some friends.
Okay. It sounds like it's bad in there then.
I would just imagine you forget everything that you just witnessed today. And I'm gonna slip him a piece of gold.
Yes, sir. He puts it in his pocket. I'll go back to screaming the news and delivering letters.
And this is not news.
Yes, sir. But he can intimidation check.
9.
9? Okay. Yeah, he's a little taller than you are. He's not scared of you, but kind of looking at him, it's like, he didn't seem like he was lying when he said he won't, but it doesn't seem like he's scared. And he kind of, this isn't news, nothing for me to announce.
Thank you.
And he turns and he just walks away. You stand there, you kind of watch him go for a minute, make sure he gets far. And as he turns around the corner, you kind of just stand there like, this is big news. Like, you just told the guy it's not news, but like, this is kind of crazy. And like, it just is weighing heavy on you as you consider like what this could mean, like, especially considering what was in that guy's letter. And what's your passive perception?
9.
At the same moment, you hear the sound of a heavy wooden door hit the ground, like this loud smacking crash. And just at that moment, you just feel this bony claw grab onto your shoulder. And you jump so terrified as you turn over and you see just this terrifying blackened corpse, these remains grab a hold of your shoulder, and it's got this like broken and burned jawbone that just roars into your face. It's this loud screeching shriek, and all of this dusty ash just blows into your face, and that's what really.
What?
Hold me, oh mater, I'm breaking through. I'll bear the chains if you want me to. Anywhere I will follow you. Hold me, oh mater, I'm breaking through. He saves from the fire, the turned. He saves from the fire, though we might get burned. And grace is the gift we haven't earned. Hold me, a mater, I'm breaking through. I'm sorry, my faith sometimes falls through. Anywhere I will follow you. Hold me, a mater, I'm breaking through. He saves from the fire, though we might get burned. And grace is the gift we haven't earned. He saves from the fire, though we might get burned. And grace is the gift we haven't earned. Scars are the sign of what could have been, and mercy a reminder of the cost of sin. Scars are the sign of what could have been, mercy unmaking what we have within. He saves from the fire, though we might get burned. And grace is the gift we haven't earned. He saves from the fire, though we might get burned. And grace is the gift we haven't earned. I'm sorry, my faith sometimes falls through. Anywhere I will follow you. Oh. Hold me, ill mater, I'm breaking through. Hold me, ill mater, I'm breaking through.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Oh no, I structured the sentence incorrectly. Now I'm going to say of twice. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Of Lore and Legend, another episode. There we go.
That was the another episode after.
Comma, another episode.
That was more cringe.
I could have said, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Lore and Legend.
Well, you could go of Lore and Legend.
You're right. I was just trying to make a joke, but you had to criticize it.
Levi,
Thank you.
can you cut that out?
No, it was all right.
Last time, what was I saying?
The intro.
Yeah.
Over?
No.
Leave all of this in.
Yeah. Really stunted my growth there.
The stunt in your grove. It's all right. Take your time.
Yeah. Shut up. Every time I'm about to say a word, you jump in. Last time, morning found our adventurers a bit spooked and saddened by the recent encounters of strange figures outside their rooms. Disheartening news about their loved ones. As your whole lot. Oh, you okay?
That was sudden.
Yeah. Could you bring me one too?
Oh, am I gonna die?
I was just gonna grab one and I forgot.
I thought I just played it safe.
Die IRL.
But yeah, let's just
Jeez.
get ahead of it.
The shock on your face was also great.
When Levi did that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because you know the video where like the baby panda sneezes and the mom's like, it was kind of that reaction.
That is so cute. I love that thing.
Thanks, Levi. He's a nice guy.
I have a question.
Oh, yes. Good gravy.
Have you ever seen a tap raising?
Can you say that again?
A tap raising.
Are you saying that they are attacking, or are you asking if they are or if they have?
Have you seen one?
Have I seen an attack from the Taproasian?
No. What do they look like?
Oh, have I seen a Taproasian?
That was so difficult to understand.
I got it the first time.
Are they monsters?
He talks like this all the time. So I guess
Wait, does he talk like that at home?
like for over a year with him planning this character. He would talk like this all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
What did you ask? Have I ever seen a Taproasian?